We are going live. YouTube tells me that I'm live. So I might be leaving this VOD, if that's what we call it on YouTube, up on the channel in like a unlisted playlist for people that are following the development that closely. So what is up? Today we're going to be working on the inventory system for Cine in Unreal Engine, and I'm going to be literally following a tutorial and copying the tutorial. So it's not going to be the most fun thing to watch, but I'm still learning Unreal Engine, and there's a lot of content out there that I'm still learning how things work. Watching my own videos. What's up, Kyle Summers? What's up, JMB or Jack? What is up? So, like I said, going to be basically following a tutorial on YouTube and copying it. That's still how things get done over here. I mean, there's a lot to learn. So sometimes I like forge my own path. Other times I literally just copy stuff and then try to make it work. Today is one of those days. What's up, Media Light? What's up, Lloyd? I am good. This is new for me. What time is it? It's 8 o'clock my time. My kids are already headed off to school. And yeah, lots of programming to get done. That's what's going on. YouTube addict. There it is. Okay, so I did tweet this out. That's a thing. I'm not going to do it on Instagram, but I did do the tweets. So, here, let me make sure this is all working here. Krishna, good morning. At least for me, anyway. Time to head to set 16-foot dolly shot today. Well, good luck, Kyle. Tell him I said hi. Call it chaos coding. Yeah, fair enough. What kind of coding do you do? So, oh, is this it? Is this the guy? So I have this. It's crazy how old these tutorials are, but they still hold up. You have to do some updating, but this YouTube channel, Unreal Game Dev, where game is spelled crazy. I think he might have a new channel. I forget. Like, he hasn't posted for a year. But I mean, like, if you want to build a video game, he does such a good job. Like, I can't. It's there's so much to unpack with the stuff that he's doing. It's like I don't even have the time. But when I was first building Cine, I watched this entire Fortnite's building system. You can imagine, like, my Cine, I consider very heavily influenced by Fortnite. So I watched his whole video on how he approached rebuilding it, like, recreating it. And see, custom hotkeys, I just have to do it. I just haven't done it. I took away some things from it. I eventually just kind of completely didn't do this system, but I watched the whole thing, even though it doesn't say it. And so he has the radar, a world map, skill trees, quest system, and the inventory. So it would be foolish, in my opinion, as such a like novice developer, to not watch these and like kind of use what's already out there and just try to rebuild it from scratch. It's just like I'm watching these. I've downloaded all of them. I've watched a bunch, and now I'm just starting to implement it into actual Cine because you have to change little things. You can't usually just like copy everything. You can take pieces of it, so you have to go through and be like, that's gonna work, that's not gonna work, and so I'm in that phase with this. This is where this comes from. The camera department, word. General web development, nice. I am currently in Boston. What's up, Dawson? Watch me follow YouTube tutorials. That's literally what's going to happen today. So I have cranked through the first one, this one, the pickup, building the slot, creating the inventory. Have I done this one? Creating what's this? This is 3 years old, but these are still like hyper relevant. Like creating the inventory widget. I think I already did that one. I'm going to move on to the drag and drop. And then look how many there are. It's like all of these, and this one. And then the quest system is all of these and all of it's like, oh my God. And like I tried to buy an inventory system off of the marketplace, which I did buy several. And I started dissecting them, but like, none of these things work perfectly in your game out of the box. So it was going to require so much modding. I was like, I'd rather try to build it from scratch, just following a tutorial. So that's where I've been. kind of rebuilding it and then fixing it and making it work in my game and whatnot. So, this is how I approach game development from someone who is just not a game developer. And that's not, I mean, I am now, but it's not my background. I can't just like full stack develop this thing from scratch. I need like a lot of support and whatnot. What's up, Jay? Loving Cine Tracer on your Mac. You think the PC is a better platform than Mac? I would say right now, yeah. Like if you want to use like a 2080 Ti and have ray tracing and have it perform really great, yeah, there's no question PC is a little bit stronger. But if your whole life is Mac already, like everything you do is on the Mac, then you really just want to get a Mac that has an AMD GPU to help you out. Cinematic, what is up? I am streaming on YouTube, so this is a new one. I got to change things up, like especially moving into the winter in Massachusetts where I live, Boston. It just snows, it's dark. I'm going to have to light this. And I feel like there's something about like the winter that just lends itself to being at my computer streaming all day. That's what's up. You've been traveling a lot though. You've been doing a lot of like gaming content around Star Wars, right? That's pretty awesome. They fly you around and like interviewing Star Wars Battlefront developers. That's awesome. That's a good dream, man. Which camera am I shooting this video, this live stream, or like in general? This live stream is a Logitech Brio. It's like an iPhone. Actually, the iPhone cameras are really good. We'd love to see you make a fully virtual short film in Unreal Avatar style with a virtual camera. We'll get to that. We'll get to virtual production for sure. DME. Am I planning on doing it frequently? I'm gonna move this chat so it's not at the bottom of the screen. I'm gonna stream every day again. I mean, I'm not like hard committing to it, but kind of like loosely. Yeah, that's my plan. Yeah, it kind of comes in cycles. Like I did a lot of traveling this year and I got out of the house and stuff like that, but it's kind of back to game time here. I got to get some work done. And so they're going to be real boring Unreal Engine streams, but that's what it is. Amazing, really great experiences this year. Yeah, it looks great. Looks like you've been doing some awesome stuff. Looks like fun. Okay, so literally, I'm going to watch this tutorial.
Inventory widget that you can...
This guy is like so monotone, but like I owe such a large amount of Cine Tracer. Just like foundational ideas, like how it works. It's like so much of it I've learned from him, and I've watched almost every YouTuber that does Unreal Engine, I'm pretty sure. I met some of them at the different conferences. Like it's a small world, really.
In the previous video, we set up our inventory widget that you can see here.
See, his game is top down. Ours is,
pick up an item. Also,
Fortnite style.
Close button here that currently doesn't do anything.
He's making a World of Warcraft inventory. We're not doing it exactly that way, but there's still a lot to take away.
Widget, so our player has the ability to change the inventory's position on screen. Alright, so exit the play mode. And first we will give our player
Gotta order
the
breakfast.
to close and reopen the inventory.
I can't cook. I cannot
so for
cook.
that, go under blueprints, and in your BP inventory, we will create two new functions. First one will be called show inventory.
Alright, I'm good with. Okay, so like.
Second inventory widget,
Okay.
and then simply add a return node. That one we will.
So he just made the function that like shows it and hides it. I got that.
Search for I.
That one I can do.
We press. Now we will need a branch.
This is so old. Like Unreal Engine doesn't even like look like this anymore. Some of it.
Boolean should have a default value of true.
He's just closing it.
Press
Okay.
And right here,
You can't skip around in these tutorials. Like the way that this guy does it, there'll be the title of the video of like what he's doing, but in the middle he'll be like, oh, and then I'm gonna fix this one thing, and then if you don't fix it, it's like your system doesn't match.
For the parent class, expand the all classes and search for drag drop operation.
Ooh, I'm good with that. Well, I guess I'll make this. So his whole widget, his menus like move around, like you can like click and drag them. I kind of have to make everything, and then I kind of follow it blindly, and then I'm like, but are we gonna? Because like, there's like 30 videos. You don't know if they're gonna use this like on video 25 or something. It's like so. Fuck. Okay, so let's make this drag and drop. Yeah, a lot of blind following, and then like sometimes I'll build it out, and I'll be like, oh, it's pointless. I don't need that. But I find skipping around it's so bad how I organized my game. But anyway, so we have the new Academy system, which has the inventory, and this is all kind of temporary. It might have to get redesigned later, but we're going there. So we're gonna go into here. What did he make? A drag and drop. So we're making a new class. Drag and drop operation. Oh yeah, I already have my version of that. What did he call it? I missed it. I normally do this with like a second screen, but I'm streaming it, so I have to figure out like single monitor ways of doing this. So it's a little bit slower. I don't know what to call this. This is going to be something like CT drag and drop. Just call it drag drop. That's it for now. I don't know what the point of this class is. I think it's for the menu.
And for the type,
like he must use this like a ton of times or something.
Reference. And then we will also need a mouse offset.
Just a generic class. I wish I knew how this was going to get used. Widget to drag, mouse offset. Fair enough. What did he call it? What did he call his? Widget drag. I don't think I need this. I'll just build it really quickly though, whatever. It's not a big deal. It's a warm-up, morning warm-up for this stuff. Widget to drag. What's that type? Just like generically widget, and then what was something offset, which is like a 2D struct or something. Struct 2D. Didn't like that name at all. Mouse offset.
Which will be a
so one's just a user widget, and then the other one is this user widgets. It's a hard object reference to something. Mouse offset. Word. I'm gonna just start streaming on YouTube. I have no idea how this, like, I mean, I have some idea how it works, but I don't know like the big picture. Like, it's kind of defined how you stream Unreal Engine on Twitch, but it's not on YouTube that I know of. I know a couple people that do it, but not many. Vector 2D.
Also, both variables should be editable and exposed on spawn, so that
Vector
we can set
2D.
them when we spawn our drag and drop operation. Compile and save. That's it already for our drag and drop operation.
Oh, that's
that.
easy.
And now you want to go to the widgets folder and to your inventory, because this is the widget we want to drag on our graph here.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna follow this part. I'm not making our widget.
Check if it is the drag key here, and if it is, it will detect the drag.
Yeah, ours doesn't drag. I don't want it to look like World of Warcraft.
And
good.
To local and plug in the return value of our screen to our operation. Compile
I'm not doing it. Not doing any of this stuff. Being a solo dev seems like a daunting task. Do you ever think about bringing someone in to help? I do think about it, but there's a lot of reasons I don't. It's just like a lot of extra overhead. And for now, until certain things may happen, I'm in no rush. I enjoy building this thing out. It's fun. I like learning. Doesn't look like Cinema 4D. This is Unreal Engine, indeed, yes.
When we playtest now, you can see that I can drag around my inventory, but you see that there is difference to us.
Okay, so we're not going to follow the rest of this.
It won't.
But I have the drag and drop in case I need it.
Because now that will
great, so like I basically don't have to do this main widget. Yeah, I'm good.
In the next one we will.
Yeah, so you see he made it so that it like drags around like World of Warcraft, and I don't like that.
If I close it and
okay, so that was number 7. So we're gonna move on to 8 here. I'm just gonna keep this up in the background. I have these all downloaded to my iPad, and I usually just stick my iPad right here and just do them at the same time. But this is the stream version of it. What did I say? Number 8. Yeah, we're gonna need all these functions here. A lot of this stuff I have like a concept on how to do it myself, and I tried to build it, but like it was somewhat complicated. It was complicated. So the inventory system I wrote myself was terrible. I just, especially because I never built like a slot inventory system. I just didn't know what to do. So
in the last video we set up some drag and drop functionality.
So this is how we do. This is how it goes down.
The ability to close and reopen it by pressing I.
I'm gonna end up modding this whole thing like a lot once we actually get through like all 30 tutorials of it.
Inventory functions. Before we do that, there is one issue I noticed. When you pick up an actor and try to go over where the pickup actor was before, your character will move around the inventory actor. So to fix that,
gotta delete it.
The playtest, and in our level, search for nav mesh. The nav mesh basically
Oh,
is a place where a character
it
can
like wasn't
create
updating or
static
something. Yeah, yeah. Okay, cool.
the index,
Cool.
which will be an integer,
What did he just
and
add?
the amount.
Oh, a new function. Okay. Remove item at index. Yeah, we need that for sure. So we have an inventory. I'm using an actor component. Not that I don't know how many Unreal Engine people are here, but like, let's see helper function. So we have an inventory like you'd have in a video game. Of course, that's what this is. And you can add objects, but you can't take them out. So when I make the quest that's like, hey, go pick up a light, then go put it down somewhere, we have to remove it from the inventory so that you don't have that light anymore. We don't have that function, though. We don't have that. So, remove item at index. And this, he's doing like recursion where he calls the function in the function. I hate doing that stuff. It makes it debugging like, it's definitely nice when it works, but like, gets really fucking confusing when it crashes. You're like, where did that happen? It's not linear anymore. It's like, could be anywhere. Because it's like calling itself over and over again. Like how many times do I know how deep into the loop are we crashing?
The index, which will be
Yep,
an
index.
integer, and the amount. Which
We can
will
do this by
also be an
audio.
integer. And for the output, same as in our add item function, we will create a boolean here. Call that one success. Question mark.
Did you say
So the
amount?
first thing we will do is
We're gonna do amount. Okay. So we have to say what index it's coming out of and the amount, and what was the return of boolean, like if we fail or not. Makes sense. Success, is that how we're calling this right now? I didn't see it. Whatever, it should be fine.
inputs here to local variables.
Fair
So
enough.
The first one called the local index, and also promote the amount to local amount.
Okay.
Connect the wires here, and then we want to perform a check. So branch.
So we'll stop at this point.
No, for
I'm getting good at following this guy's tutorials. I've been doing it for like, get confused. What's the actual Unreal Engine here? Okay, so this is local index. And this is local amount. Word. Then we're checking something. I don't know what. What are we going to check? We're going to be checking probably the validity of the inventory at index. I would guess. Yeah.
For the condition, we want to search for is empty slot.
We have a function for
at
this
our
already.
local index.
Oh, it's pure. That's weird. Okay, so is empty slot. Huh. See, he had us build it pure. I almost never build pure functions, but it does make sense, I guess. You still have an executable like down here, but I guess it's... I don't know if this executes faster when you do it this way or just like looks nicer.
But we want our slot to not be empty, so search for not. And then you want to search for and, because we also want to check for another condition, and that is that our local amount
Doesn't equal
is
0.
greater than 0.
Yeah, sure. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna say not. This always gets confusing when you do it like this, but compound logic, pain in the ass. Gets real buggy. Okay, so is the index that we're about to remove something from not empty? Is it not empty? And the amount, the local amount is greater than 0. So we're adding, so that we're adding something. Like we're not trying to remove 0. When would that get called? This is because he calls the function, but the function calls itself. So that must be like the termination of the function is like you're trying to remove 0, meaning you're done, meaning you quit the loop or something like that. Can I straighten this? No. Okay. So we're checking the condition to move forward is that the slot we're requesting to move something from isn't empty and that we're removing something greater than 0. Fun things happening this morning.
Otherwise we
You see why I stream this? Because this stuff is like mind-numbing.
connect the and
My
to the
God.
definition of a branch. If it's false, you can go directly to the return.
It gets
code
more fun once all
and
this actually
set
works.
false. But if it's true,
So for false, we're returning false. No success. So, I mean, I'm gonna comment that he doesn't comment, but he's doing a tutorial. I would assume in his actual code he comments this to death, which I do as well. Because in a month, when I come back to mod this, it's gonna be like, what the hell is going on here? So this is index slot is not empty and removing something greater than 1. I'm going to say and actually removing something. That's my comment for future me.
we want to perform another branch. And this time we want to get our amount at index. Plug in the local index as well.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll get our local amount and check whether it's greater or equal to the amount at our local index.
Okay. So local amount greater than or equal get amount at index get amount at index at local index. So is the amount that we're trying to remove greater than or equal to the amount that we're trying to remove from the slot from?
If this is the case, we can just clear out the slot, and if it's not, we want to change the amount at our slot.
We clear it, right? Yeah. That makes sense. This is the reason I couldn't do this. Well, this kind of logic is like, you would have think after playing World of Warcraft for like 4 years straight, like I did back in the day, I would like, I know how inventory slot systems work, but you don't. You just know how World of Warcraft works. When it comes to actually programming it, it's harder. It's a different mindset. So it's just like, it isn't the programming of this that's difficult, because this is like basically one just big list. It's what's the desired behavior, like how should an inventory system work, you know? You know when it's off. Like, I've been playing a lot of games that are like kind of Minecraft-esque, and then you play them and you're like, oh, this doesn't work like how you think it does. You would expect it to work based on, you know, the standards of the industry, World of Warcraft and I'd say Minecraft. But it's easy to tell when you're playing it. It's hard to tell when you're programming it, though, like all the way out here. Like if this is right, but this is the behavior that you want. You clear the slot if it's more than it, and then you must call this function again, essentially. No, so you're removing, well, it has to, so when you fail this, when this is a no, like what is the if of this? So are we removing the entire stack, basically, or more than it? So are we removing, that's what this is called, right? Are we removing more than the stack or equal? Are we removing the whole stack or more? That sort of thing. Yeah, that's the question. And when we fail that, we just remove it. We just remove the amount, meaning we're not going over it. This doesn't go to 0 or negative. If we do, we have to call this again or something like that. Okay. Other danger of just blindly following tutorials if you don't comment them, and I've fallen for this, is like you come back, you have no idea what the fuck you wrote.
So if a local amount is greater or equal to, you want to grab in the slots array and set array element.
This is
our local amount.
This is for
index.
false, I hope. Looks like he's going towards
the
true.
Struct pin here and leave the class as null and item amount at 0.
What?
We did that. Also update our slot.
Oh, he's
So
clearing
we
it.
see
Cleared it.
in our widget.
Let's do that. So set array element. So that's how he clears. I haven't cleared anything yet. So he's just completely Sets the amount to 0 and then leaves the class as null or whatever that's called, undefined. I don't know I forget what that's called in Unreal Engine. I think it's called none. Set array. So this is true, meaning we did remove the whole stack. So it goes to 0. He gets this completely working. I'm like, there's a lot of other ifs that happen if that happens. If you remove more than the full stack, I guess the logic, I guess the quest system handles it if you're like don't have enough. So what was it? It's set array element. Oh, at the slot. Okay, so we're calling this directly. Set array element. We have to give this some sort of initialization. So none, 0, index is got to be a local index. I'm gonna just comment this. This is clear slot, essentially. That's how you do this. Word.
Index will be our local index again. After that,
update slotted index.
Turn successful.
Okay. Update slot at index. This updates the UI to show that it's empty. Local index. Return successful. Now, so this is the function that removes something from the inventory. We check that it's not empty already. We check that we're actually removing something. Are we removing the whole stack or more? Yes, if we are, we just clear it completely. But what if we're removing more? If we remove more, shouldn't it tell us that it's like, so we have 10 and it's requesting 20 and we just remove 10? It doesn't, shouldn't it tell you how many you got back? Like how many you actually removed? That never gets returned. He must, I imagine he comes back and does that. I'll write it if he doesn't. I'm sure he does.
For the false path, grab in the slots array again. Set array element. Index will be our local index as well. And split the item struct bin. Now we want to use the same class that is already on our slot. So get open slots array. Add our local index, break that, and let's make some space here.
What is this for? Fuck, now I'm lost. What is this?
Connect the class to the item class, and from the amount, you want to subtract our local amount. Plug that in for the item amount.
Oh, false. Oh, for the false path. Wait, what did I just do? Wait a minute, wait. What is that condition? Fuck. Oh, I see. I space out my blueprints way more than he does, so like they don't look the same in the end. It's because he's just doing a tutorial. Like I'm sure his is cleaned up somewhere else, but he's just like doing it. I haven't started to do Unreal Engine tutorials. I'm sure that'll happen to mine too. They start to look messy because you're just kind of like copying what's in your head already. So let me see if I can intuit what this should be. So are we removing more than the whole stack or more? If we are, we clear it. If we're not, we set it to be the same class, just you subtract the local amount from the amount there. I think that's what that is. So I'm assuming that's this. I don't like splitting, but oh, it already is split. So do I know what the class is? How do I get the class in this case? It's the amount at index minus the local amount. I'll just look at how he does it. But oh, it's ugly. That's really ugly.
Update our slot again.
Amount minus local amount. So he broke it from the slot. Where's that slot getting broken from? God damn it. I gotta go back.
That is already array element. Index will be our local index as well. And split the item struct bin. Now we want to use the same class that is already on our slot. So
I see. Okay, so we're pulling it directly out. I'm gonna break this up to be a little bit more like legible. Fuck. Okay, so we're gonna take slots. Boom. And we're gonna get copy at local index. That's already a local index. And we're going to split this. Okay, break it. So this gives us the class, and this will also give us the amount by subtracting local amount. Is it an amount at index minus this? Where is it? Amount at index, which is local index again. Local amount is more than this amount in this case, so it has to be this minus that. Am I wrong about that? This minus the amount that we're removing is probably that. Let me see.
Get open slots array.
This is best case following the tutorial if I can guess what it should be.
Break that. And let's make some space here. Connect the class
Blueprint
to the
looks
item
fucking
class.
crazy.
And from the amount, you want to subtract our local amount. Plug.
Amount. Oh, I have it backwards, right? This is the amount at the slot. This is the amount we're removing. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. That's a bug that sucks. Had I left that, that would have been torturous to find later.
Plug that in for the item amount.
Update.
Our slot again.
Yeah, update and return. Okay. Okay. It's probably just this completely. For me, because my system is not exactly his system, there's always something that's going to go wrong. So I'm going to have to throw debugs on every single end of these branches to figure out where it breaks, but we'll give it a shot. So that should be, should I comment what this is down here? This is where, this is incomplete because I need to know how much, like if we if we pulled out too much, like requested too much.
Index will be our
We'll see.
index. And we also want to
31 of these tutorials.
set the success to true. Compile and save, and that should be it for our remove item function. Now the next one will be swap slots. It will have two inputs as well. First one will be our first index, index 1.
Uh-huh.
Second one will be index 2.
Mm-hmm.
And again, create an output.
Success.
Boolean.
Okay. So I have this exact same setup, which is probably a bad sign that I've basically programmed all of this before for the storyboard system, but like a list of storyboards is very similar to a list of slots. It's really similar. So I basically have all this written already, but I can't reuse it. I didn't write it in a way that's reusable, so that's good. What are we doing? We're doing swap slots. All right, I could probably write this without looking at that video, but just in case he does something clever, it's really nice that I can have like an online tutor here. I wrote a byte. I mean, it's incredible that he dictated that this entire process. You know, you can just like watch it over and over again. Not that many people have even watched that series. What's up, Mix? How's it going? I'm following YouTube tutorials. Fun stuff. It's on a side note, it's like all the keys to the castle on how you do game development, they're on literally YouTube. Like you could build a whole game just from the knowledge of this on YouTube. Like I'm the proof of that at this point. That doesn't make it easy though. You still have to do it. You still have to do it. That is the hard part. And that's the hard part for me still, is that I have to sit here and do this. Like I spent a month in LA living it up and shooting again and being in that lifestyle. I'm like, eventually I have to go home and start fucking this again.
For success.
And even though I've been doing this, it's
Before, make that local
it's a mental change to get back into this type of programming again.
Second one,
Because we're doing like core engine programming. We're not doing like fun programming like I was doing before.
and after that we want to check whether these indexes 1 and 2 are
Are.
within the slots array.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So we'll promote to local. But yeah, I mean, this is like kind of the reason I'm streaming it again. It's just like I have to somehow trick myself into to doing this. Like, to be honest, it's like this is I don't like this type of programming at all. I don't know how to do it, and I also don't like doing it. So it's very hard for me to keep doing this. Local index 1, local index 2. But if I stream it, then it's like, okay, well, at least I'm doing something else in the background while I'm also trying to do this here. So we're going to check back. We're going to do a balance check of this thing next, but we'll see how he's doing it. Well, the last angle was straight on, and it was green screen. And I didn't like being green screened long term because I have to have a huge light in my face the whole time, which I'll probably still need a light in the end when it gets dark. And in the winter here, at this time of day, it's possibly not even the sun's not even out. But this studio in general was a change to have natural window light, have it be closer to like my kids when they're here, which is over there, and just get out of the basement. My basement's great. It's finished. It's like a great studio and everything. I just didn't like being down there anymore.
So grab in the slots and search for last index.
Yeah?
Then grab in the local index 1, local index 2. And first of the local index, search for greater. Then the last index.
What? The index has to be greater than the last index?
If that is the case, or our local index 2 is greater than the last index.
That means that means it's out of bounds.
So if one of it isn't in the range of our array.
Oh, okay, so it's going for the negative.
Return with false.
Okay, sure, that's how he thinks about it. So, okay, that's fine. Let's just do it the way he's doing it. There's probably a reason, you know, like I usually do like my knee-jerk like reaction to setting up programming logic like this, but there's probably like an actual reason that this is the way to think about it, you know. So try to just do what he's doing and see if it ends up working, then I'll start doing it too, and, you know, give it a shot. Be open-minded with it. So we want the last index, and we're checking that this and this are both greater than it. Is that what this is? Yeah, so if this is greater than, is that what it is? So if this is greater than the last index, that means that these aren't even in the array. So something got fucked that this would have been called, but it's fine. So we're checking if they're both bigger, and no one's going to return negative, I guess, into this situation is what we're saying here. No one's going to return a negative. Boo. There it is. Yeah, so when people ask me if I'm a cinematographer, at this point it's like, well, I do a lot of this. I do a whole lot of this. But we'll see. Eventually we will have more DPs doing Unreal Engine, but I have to start teaching it, which we will do. That's like a real winter activity, is make like a 10-part tutorial on Unreal Engine. What am I doing? Here we go. I just want to check that it's right. Node Magic, yeah, winter is coming. I'm going to watch all the Netflix, what is it? Not Netflix. I'm going to watch all the Game of Thrones seasons that I haven't watched. I asked on Twitter. I'm going to start watching it again from season 5. So I finished season 4, but I didn't start 5 because I was like, this show is so fucking dark. Wait a minute. Wait. Or... Speaking of winter is coming to Massachusetts. It's going to be very dark. I don't like winter. Okay, mine looks like that. So if this is true, then success is false. So I do very big blocky comments for everything, and I've survived game development for 1.5 years. I believe that's part of the reason why. Okay, so here we're saying R is one of the indices. I'm going to say it's technically indices, but it's like, is that really how we spell it? It is one of the indices out of bounds, right? If it is, someone called this function screwed up, or it's a case that we know that this recursion loop is done. It's like, oh, now you're out of bounds, we're all done, end the function. Because he does that too, which is like, that's well beyond the style of programming I'm comfortable doing. But maybe I'll be a better programmer by doing it how he does it.
But if they
That stuff
both
confuses
are
me.
within the array, we want to wrap in the slots array and get at the second index, local index 2, and promote the result of that to a local variable called local slot 2. You will see in a second why we need that.
I know why we need that. Okay, so now we're going to do the false statement, which is the one we want. This is meaning like you didn't call something out of bounds. This is the good one. Where I would normally do the logic so that the true is the good one, the false is the bad one, but again, there might be a reason for it the way he's doing this. So we're going to now get, we're going to do a get copy at index 2, and we're going to promote it. That must be the one that gets stored because we're going to overwrite this one and then use this local variable to overwrite the first one. Promote local slot 2. I wonder if I could do this on my own without looking at this. So we're going to store slot 2, and then we're going to also, let me see if I can do this on my own. Set array element at index 1. No. We're going to set array element at index 2. Wait, what? So we stored the second one. We're going to overwrite that one with, I mean, we could store both. I mean, like, I guess somewhat of a waste of memory, but get a copy at index 1 like that. So we basically overwrote slot 2 with slot 1. And then we're going to, and we have to update both, but and then we're going to update index 1 with the local slot 2. I think that's it. And the other but update slot at index. The way he did this is so much better than all the other systems in my game. It's kind of like, that's good, I guess. This is a much better programming style than mine in general. Okay, but this is my guess of what he's gonna do, which would be very good if this is what he actually does do, because then I'll be following here. I won't just be blindly miming this. So that's my guess. That's what he's gonna do. I can see eventually why switching to C++ is a lot better, because like that's a lot of mess to do something I could probably do in code like super fast. Your video about UE for cinema and motorcycle was very impressive. Many people say it's nice, and I say in Telegram chats, I know this man. Oh, cool. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, a lot of people saw that video. Got pretty big. Yeah, I know. I have direct sunlight on the face right now. I accept that. I like the daylight, but yeah, for sure. It's a light scan. Yeah, it does look like I'm being scanned right now. Game of Thrones was good, but the last season, I've read everything about the last season. Experiencing Mass Effect 3. Yeah, I mean, I watched all the drama about it. Basically, like, he didn't write the last season, so the writers were kind of like had to just make it up on their own, and that's, they had been adapting existing writing to the screen. They hadn't been writing new content, so that's like, that being said, those producers will be doing just fine in the future.
After that,
I met a lot of people that worked on Game of Thrones when I was in LA.
Set array element. For the index, choose local index 2. And for the item, get the slots array, get from it at our first index, local index 1, and choose that for the item. And that
Slots, local index 2, value of local index 1. Boom, nailed it. Fucking nailed it.
is the reason why we had to create this local slot 2 variable, because here we change our
I remember learning this concept
after that
that he's doing right here
get what was there before. So after
in...
we did that, grab in the slots array
What's
again,
the first
and
year
now
of
we
high
want to
school?
set the
First year of high school programming class
First
had to learn
index.
this stuff.
and
Never
it's
thought it
like
would be
the,
useful. Here we are.
stored local slot 2 variable. Also before
That is exactly how I did it.
we
Excellent.
return, we want to update
This is a good sign.
both
Ooh,
slots.
8:30 in the morning. We're already fucking doing
Create
this.
an
Already doing it.
function,
Thinking.
Copy that. And
Pieced out before the last season, they knew it would be bad. The crew? I think
local index
the script might be bad, but the money's good. They left? Really? I don't know.
successful. Also, we want to have the ability to
Sorry for the obscene amount of drinking that's going to happen. This room's kind of dry. And I'm talking a lot, so if I don't, my voice just hurts by the end. Success? Programming. Programming. This is why I'm teaching my kids to program already. I'm lining them up. Lining them up to do it.
split stack. So
Something you
create
can do from your
a
house
function
and
called
create
split
kind of
stack.
incredible things from.
It will have 2 inputs as well. First one will be
This guy's a machine. We're already moving on to the next function. Can't we have like a victory lap or something? Fuck. Okay. Split stack. Let's do it. Let's fucking do it. By the way, if you ever end up going to school for computer science, this is what homework looks like. You know, you do lectures and you do all this other stuff, but I guess it's depending on the program. You end up just copying shit anyway. You know, it's like you have to learn how to think for yourself, but so much of like comp sci homework, because I did comp sci in college and high school, it's like it's this: follow the video, follow the book. You know, it's like same thing. Split stack becomes how good are you at copying other people's things. Okay,
and an output.
that's why I didn't finish comp sci either.
Again,
Fucking boring.
question mark, and it will be a
Stack index amount, both integers. Fine, let's do it. So this is like, I feel like I'm in school again. This is basically what this feels like. Index amount. Could you live stream doing your homework if you like went to MIT or something like that? I don't know. Oh, MIT. You in the news right now. For not good reasons. Index in amount.
boolean. Like we did
Yeah,
before,
welcome to
create
comp sci homework.
local variables. That will be our local stack index.
It's all worth it. Once this is built,
and
I
the
can
input
build
will be
epic
local.
cinematography video game quests. This is the road to getting there.
Make the execution
This
wise
is the
here.
road. This is also why I can't find people to
That's
work with, because like
create
no
a
one.
branch,
This isn't even like the hard programming, but it's like,
and we want to check whether our slot is empty.
okay, I have to pay attention. Fuck. Okay, let's do this. I mean, okay. Local index. Like the people that are willing to slog through this stuff, they end up working at like real companies and making like a ton of money. Not always. Not in the game industry. They don't make a lot of money, basically, I've heard. But you go normal software engineer, you're not doing this. You're not doing node shit like this. You know, you're doing like straight C or Java or whatever. But if you're willing to put up with the pain of this kind of programming, then you go get yourself a real job. make actual money. Local amount. Local amount. So let me try to intuit what the hell this is going to be doing. So we're splitting a stack, right? That stack is index, local index stack. Stack? Yeah. And we're splitting it by that amount. So we need to know if it's 0. We need to know if the amount is this the amount we're splitting off of it? Is that how that works? This just depends on like what he means that this function does. He also doesn't comment his functions in this video. I should be commenting what the hell these are doing, like high level. Like if I had to explain this to another developer and I was like, but fix it because it's broken, I have to say what the goals are of this function. I am going to be moving into Perforce and trying to work with other people in the near future, so I got to start doing better commenting. Or just have them program all of it, which is really what I would rather. I'd rather design the levels than build the stack stuff, man. What's up, Belarus? Are you a filmmaker or a UE4? This will be an interesting ride on YouTube, how this is. On Twitch, it was always Unreal Engine people, but YouTube is a lot more varied. Send us on the adventures. Yeah. It's going to be cool. Houdini tutor, it's simple. Let's change 100 lines in Vex code. Yeah, I know. And now you're sending Russian. The Russian's going down. Yeah, I know. I can't follow text programming videos. It's like, here we go. It's like rapid fire, like just like 50 lines of code. It's like, what the fuck? Just understanding it. This is so much like, I'm like, you made some green things and then you made blue things. I like that. Makes my life a little easier. Let's see what he's gonna check. So, is it empty?
Stack index.
Yep.
If it is empty, go into the return node, return false.
You done fucked up if it's empty.
You want to go into another branch.
Who's trying to stack the empty?
And
The empty one. Okay. If you can just relate every single thing, and that's how I do this, and it's why I'm getting my kids into video games. If you can relate every single one of these decisions to something that you do in World of Warcraft, then it has weight, then it has meaning. That's like the whole reason I think it's one of the main reasons I left computer science. As I was like, it's like, what are we doing here? Like, why do I care about this? You want to know if the slot's empty because it's your fucking World of Warcraft inventory. That's why I care. Those are the stakes at play here. Local index. So, again, he doesn't comment. It's fine. Okay. Is the slot empty? Question mark. Who is requesting to split this empty stack? Because we don't let the user do that kind of stuff. We turn off the buttons if they're empty. Okay. Let's straighten this out. Do it though. Boom, straight. Okay. Is it empty? Do nothing. That's a no success. Boom. What else? I'm assuming we're going to make one that does work. So if it is empty, we're going to have to check if it's grid. I don't know what splitting means for him. Split usually means like in half.
Item info at index.
What's up, Sonic the Hedgehog? You missed the Twitch streams? Well, they're going down here. Twitch is kind of like a... Now that Ninja left, like, to be honest, the reason I went on Twitch in general, the platform, not streaming. Streaming was to make Cine Designer, Cine Tracer happen, which it did. So that worked out. Was because Gary V... Was it Gary V or it was Casey Neistat, I think, started following Ninja, and I didn't know who Ninja was. And then I started following Ninja, and then they both started, and they were both on Twitch. And then I found some other Unreal Engine people that were on Twitch, and Unreal Engine's on Twitch. And I was like, I'll fucking try Twitch for a year. But after being on it, Twitch is kind of like a barren wasteland as far as not Fortnite content or Minecraft. There's not much going on there, and I've looked. And I still check it. Took it off my phone. I still check. But there's so few people. There's so few people making content on there that is like this. You know, there's almost more YouTubers that do Instagram, that do Unreal Engine and game development. I mean, I know the game developers on Twitch. There's not that many. But yeah, there's not that many people over there. Is it all node based? For now, there's a little bit of code. Now you want to add a lot of props. We're not in that phase. If I do that, that means if I fuck up, I have to fix like 1,000 props. So I'm not there. Okay. What's this man checking? What are we checking here, guy?
Now the can be stacked. And we want to check that the amount at our index is greater than our local amount. Because otherwise...
Okay. I need to keep this all in mind for when I make my Unreal Engine tutorials. Though I will say that my tutorials are going to be more art focused. It's like, you know, for virtual production, it's like, here's how you would build a cave because you're shooting in a cave today. You know, it's going to be a lot less of this programming, but eventually for virtual production, you want to be able to like puppet. You want to be able to change things mid shot. You got to program that. You can't. That's not going to just happen for you. So we will be getting into this shit eventually. Local stack index. Get item info. It's indexed. Good God, I'm so tight. Like, oh God. This is the only time of day that I can do this type of programming. Because after lunch, I'm just like, my brain turns off. I don't re-coffee. I don't do multiple cups of coffee. I'm like, once the first cup wears off, it's time to move on to something like less cerebral or whatever. So we're gonna ask, is it stackable? And is the, well, what are we checking then?
We can't split.
Is the amount at the index more than the local amount? Right. More than the amount we're requesting to split off of it. So we're splitting. What is the difference between splitting? Splitting means it's going to go somewhere is what that means, I guess. This is the stuff that I don't know. I'm just like, let's see what he means by split. Because like that means different things in different games. Like you split stacks of inventories differently in different games. I'll be right back. I've been drinking a lot of water. Be right back. Boom. Okay. Pigs, what up? You built a first-person shooter in Unreal Engine 4. It was a lot of C++ as the engine was still in... Oh, shit. So you did this a long time ago. Wow, okay. I mean, in my time. 2 months ago, I bought Cine on Steam to test the lighting. Very cool software. Oh, I appreciate that. Krosna, what up? It's fun. It's a lot of... It's basically Unreal Engine. They're doing all the cool shit, and I try to make it easy to use. What's up, Jezza? Search, watch, copy. Why this man on Tutor don't share code without all this repeat? He does. He does share it, but then I don't learn anything. And I don't understand it. Like, you can go and buy code bases. Like, that's how modern programming works. Like, you can... And I bought all these. I bought them all. This is paying for education here. Anyway, you want, like, the PUBG... inventory system, boom, there it is. I almost guarantee you with 30 ratings like this that it works fine. I want the Fortnite one. You can buy all of them, but then you need to, like, you know, then you're stuck with them. Then you're kind of like, well, this isn't exactly how my game works. And then most importantly, as you go to, like, yeah, I bought this Nocta one. It was $100, and I tore through it, and I took a lot of things from it, like big picture. But then you're fucked if you don't know how to fix it. or you want to add something to it, or it doesn't replicate, or it's buggy. You know what I mean? It's like there's something wrong and you have to fix it. So he does make the code available, but I'm going through this piece by piece and taking out the piece I want. And if I don't remember, if I don't have any memory of typing it or whatever and noting it, then I'm fucked if I have to fix it. Super fucked. I feel like I was talking about UE4 on your streams during Adobe streams back in the day. Huh. Yeah, you might have been. There were a couple people that were telling me to use Unreal Engine well before I was. Like, I was using Cinema 4D. They're like, you should check out UE4. I was like, I guess. It's a big thing to learn. What's up, Ash? How's it going? Yeah, I've been testing it the last couple days, and I have a lot of, like, you know, mind-numbing programming I have to get done. A lot of it. I try not to think about how many days this is probably going to be. It's like 60 days of programming every single day to get this, to get Academy mode to be how I want it to be. It's just no way around that. It's like, you want video game? You got to trade 60 days of your life for that. Is it worth it? I hope so. I fucking hope so. So yeah, I'm going to be streaming it because I don't have the motivation to do it on my own. That's kind of what we're at with it. Yeah, I'm going to be streaming here. You know what? You can't send links into the chat on YouTube unless I can somehow allow that. So we might have to resurrect the Discord channel for that. But yeah. I really don't want to program this this stuff. I really don't. It's been so high level for the last couple months. It's been fun just like making videos and high level features. You don't have to dig this deep. It's kind of just like much easier. But this stuff is like fucking math. It's math. So I got to just kind of crank this.
Connect it to the end and the end to the condition.
What did we just do? We want to know that the amount at the stack. Hold on, I just gotta go back.
Then our local amount, because otherwise we can't.
Okay, so the amount at the stack. Oh, you already did it. Great, awesome, very efficient today. This is super efficient.
Split, connect that to the end and the end to the condition. If it's false, return false. If it isn't, we will search for an empty slot to split our stack to. Of the success, create another branch.
Okay, so let's clean up and comment so I remember what this is. And because my system is not his system, wait a minute. I'll do exactly like, so we'll do like exactly like what he's doing, and then it'll still fail. It'll still crash, not crash, but it'll still be like, nope, it still won't work. So I need to come back and be like, that's because I do things differently. What do I have to change? Basically, like, if I don't comment like this, I have to come back anyway. So like, I might as well just put the time up front here, fix this stuff. Inventories don't replicate, so I'm not, well, I guess some of them do, but eventually I have to come back to every single function and be like, you are now on the server, you now have to be reliable. I have to replicate everything, so I have to have it all organized anyway. So anyway, multiplayer is a long way away, but we'll get there. We're checking now. Is item stackable? Fuck. Is item stackable, and are we, is there enough to remove, basically? Are we removing less than the amount at the stack? Is there enough to remove? I'm going to say that. Is there enough to remove? Yeah, this is because when I come back, like all that thinking that I just did there, I'm like, what the hell is this doing? If I just put it in English, it takes less time. And inevitably when this breaks, it also takes less time to come back and figure that out. So I can just read the story of what this is doing. That's fine. Oh fuck, a lot of chatting. Yeah, it is a lot of programming. Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, please do keep me company. I'm writing an article today, so just at your desk seems like a load of programming. Yeah, I've got so much programming right now. Wondering why does signature cost so much and what the costs goes into to convince my friend. You don't have to convince your friends. I appreciate it. You don't have to. It's beta. The way we position and market it is like, we're doing this thing. If it sounds cool and you like beta software, go for it. Go for it. It's actually really cheap from how I usually price things. So it's beta price. Normally this would be like $500 to $1,500 when it's done. I'm not saying that's what's gonna be, but that's how I think of software like this. So $90 is like a beta giveaway in my opinion. That's from my perspective as the developer and marketing person. After 5 areas, let's buy this inventory system and close this day. No. It doesn't work like that. It really doesn't. Unless the developer that wrote it works for me, I can't do that. I'm a single solo developer. It's very risky for me to bring on code that I don't know or trust. Yeah. Don't convince your friend. Here's the thing. If you think the software is expensive, it's not for you. You can still buy it, but if it's priced at a point that it's like this is above a video game, and if you think it's too expensive, I'm not trying to convince you it's not. That's the way that I approach this at this point. Like, I'm not trying to like trick people into buying it or like convince them that the value proposition is there yet. We're not at that phase, That being said, a lot of people buy it. Okay, is it empty? Fuck, let's do this. Where are you, friend? Is slot empty? Good old pure function. Lovely. Boop. There it is. There it is. It's impressive that the Twitch family is also on YouTube. It's also telling. I find that very little is exclusive to Twitch at this point. A lot of YouTubers, criticize Ninja for being like really a Twitch streamer and now a Mixer streamer and not a YouTuber. I'm like, not really. He's got a gigantic YouTube channel. So like say you didn't want to sit through his whole stream, his best highlights are on YouTube. And guess when you Google Ninja, his YouTube channel comes up, not his Twitch channel. There's very little that's exclusive to that platform at this point.
If it's false, return false again.
Search empty slot. My bad. I'm fucked up here. Search empty slot. Right. So let's walk this back real quick. Is the item stackable and there's enough to remove? True. This is a good thing. Now we're splitting it, so we're taking a stack of like 32. We right click it and we're splitting it. So now we want 16 and 16. Where do we put this other 16? If this is false, it must just die on the vine right here, right? Like if there's no free slot, stacking. You could check that earlier, but I mean, whatever. This stuff fires instantly. There's no reason to kill this branch early. Because if there's no empty slots, you can't. That's just a no-go in all cases. But so reroute. We're gonna do something. We'll find out what that is. 23 in Russia. Huh. Oh yeah. It scales it depending on where you live. And it doesn't sell to Steam, and Valve won't sell to Iran. So there's like a large growing community of Iranian DPs who are pissed.
If it's true,
not a good thing.
And promote that to a local variable. Call it local found.
Let's do it. Promote to local variable. And like the way that I set up this company, like just like mentally and financially, is that I don't want to have to touch any of the back end. I don't want to deal with customer returns or like anything even about like none of the payment system. I touch any of that. It's all automated. So I don't really want to I could put it on like Gumroad and then keep Gumroad updated and sell it to whoever, but then it's just like it's just a whole nother like nightmare of logistics I don't want to deal with. So they are without for now. And I think I have to do something special for China as well, which I'm also not going to do that right now.
Index. Set that here.
If it was easy, I would do it. But it's not
easy.
easy.
Slots array. set
Oh god.
array element.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Slot set array element. I feel like there should be a function for this, but I mean, maybe not. Maybe because you have to do it so you just expose it right here. Set array. I guess set array element is the function. You just kind of like do a bunch of stuff to it. It is the function, basically.
Index will be our local stack index.
$40 in
And
Belarus.
the item
Okay.
struct pin. The class should be the one that was on the slot before. So
Steam has the
Also
data, let
get
me
from
tell
the
you.
slots
Like
array.
they scale it so that it's like equivalent in that country. They have the data to to do that correctly. There's like almost no question. 1 second, what are we doing here? Item class. So my brain's a little bit turned off at this, but I'm pretty much like just doing what he says, which is good. Hey, fuck it, you know, like that's what we're doing here. I could buy your code, or I could just do it one by one. What I'm doing is like, you see, I've bought code bases before and tried to put them in the game. I basically have to walk through every function and then do this to every function to learn what they're doing, figure out where it's broken, blah blah blah. So I might as well do it like this
Add
too.
our
Like it's the
local
same.
stack
It's not that different.
and break the slot structure here.
We need the class.
Connect.
Yeah. Okay. So slots. We're getting it at local index to get the class that'll eventually go there. Which whoop. No. Fuck! I keep doing that. Oh no. What? Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, let's do this the right way. Split. Okie dokie. I don't like pulling multiple things off of the same one. It just that leads to sadness later on. Real sadness. Okay, local index. I don't know if this costs more time-wise to do it this way, but mentally, I prefer this, so I don't care. Get a faster computer to handle my bad programming. There she is. I'm pretty sure that's what we're going for here. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful arrangement of nodes. I approve. $39.99. You were a ruble off or a penny off. What is the currency in Belarus? I don't know. I have a friend who went to Russia recently. Whose name I don't remember for some reason. He's the graphic design guy, the concept art guy. Big conference happened over there. Someone vlogged it too, which is great. You can't have a conference and no vlog after. It's like you might as well not
The class.
have that conference.
And for the item amount, get our amount at the slot minus
Oh, here come the math.
our local amount.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Amount at the slot minus the local amount. That's fine. Yep. Can't wait to test this. So what did we write today so far? We've done remove item at index because you need to be able to remove, like, say you wanted to throw away something, you'd use that. Say you want to cache it in on a quest, you'd have to use it. Swap it, you drag and drop for swapping slots. Splitting it, I don't really care about splitting it. I guess so, whatever. We'll also split it. We'll have splitting. I wasn't really planning on putting, I don't have to implement splitting, but we have the logic if we want to split things. I don't think the game like is going to require split. Maybe it will, I don't know. It's going to be a little bit like satisfactory, I think.
And after that, get our slots array again.
An update. No.
Set
What's he
array
doing?
element.
What?
And now
What?
the local found
What?
index will be
What?
set. Split the item struct here. The
Oh.
class we will get from our class at the
Oh. So we're doing another one of these. Fair enough. Where can I see the characteristics of your computer? Yeah, I haven't. I don't know if I have that readily available. I should though. Should I have a bot for this YouTube channel? I don't really like the bots. That really bugged me. I thought that was really. I get it about Twitch, I guess, because it's like, yeah, for stuff like that, you just kind of like automate it. I don't know. It's a 1950X Threadripper, 64 gigs of RAM, and a 2080 Ti, basically. That's what's going down. Oh, am I going to do this? Ew, gross. Gross. Fuck it, I'm pulling another one. Ah, no, I guess I'll. I hate doing stuff like this. Cause no, you know what? Let's just stick with our gut here. I could cache this basically, but This is what is this? This is the split stack. You'll never feel the performance of something like this. This is like not it. Like when you have ray tracing on, that's what you worry about. Like my slightly less optimal way of doing this isn't gonna hurt anybody. I'm too dumb to do the subtraction right now. Let's see what he does.
Index before, and the amount will simply be our local amount. Connect those two. Also make sure.
Don't know much about what's happening,
update slot
but that top blue slots isn't in the video. Hmm? Oh, I see. Like, am I missing like a function? I might do things a little bit different than him. Oh, it's right there. That's right there. Yeah, my names are different than his because I have a slightly different system. Slightly, not by much.
Update slot at index. Copy, paste that one.
It's local amount. That makes sense. Okay. Local amount. The payoff for all of this, like all of this programming, is that in the end it makes a cool video game. And, you know, if I cared about streaming, like I wanted to make it like entertaining and cool, I'd only come on when we were like designing a level or something fun like that, or testing. But in reality, I gain more from streaming than I think, you know, anyone who watches it. So I stream the boring stuff because that's the stuff I need to stream. So we're going to set the found index with the amount that we're requesting to split off. Okay. And then we're going to update it slot twice. Update the UI, basically. He's got a good programming style, I will say. This makes me rethink a lot of the stuff that I've done. Local index. Boom. Found index. Also boom. Also return. Success. Hooray. What is this program? Oh yeah, we're doing split. This is split. Wow.
So first local stack index will be
Yeah, I hope so. I hope Academy Mode's cool. I kind of know it's going to be cool. Like, I think that's what a lot of people thought this was going to be. I mean, that's what I would have liked it to be. But it's... I've only gotten confident enough at programming to attempt it now. Because I'm not a game developer. So, like, actually making actual games, you know, it's... This is obviously a hard thing. What's he doing?
Call that one use item at index. It will have an...
We don't use items in Cine Tracer, so we'll see what this means. Not yet. Let's just see what he does. I might not do this function or event.
Get the slots, get from it at our index, and break the structure.
Do we use items in Cine Tracer? I don't think I do. I don't think there's anything I'm going to use. I'm not giving potions. You don't have health yet. What the fuck would you possibly use? I'm not going to implement this, but we'll see.
The item class you will check for is valid.
Well, actually,
that is what our isLotEmpty function does.
So this is the game design part where it's like, okay, cool, you have an inventory, blah blah blah, but like, what's the allegory? You know, like, what are we doing? Like, so you have all this equipment, but like, what's the point? You know, why? I don't know.
Item class, so we
I
can
don't
also
know.
use it like that. Then of the is valid. Search for
yeah, creative is definitely for previs, and I'm gonna call it production mode.
If it is a valid class,
because again,
we want to grab our class and
a lot of people don't come from gaming who use it, so the creative mode doesn't mean anything. They're like, but it's all creative. It doesn't mean anything, right? Whereas production is like, well, we'll see how people take it, but
so it will respawn at the origin of our map, and for the collision handling override.
What is he spawning? You spawn the item?
Then of the return value, we want to
Why do
call
you
the
spawn
function
it?
we created in the second video of this series, which was called event.
I don't think I'm gonna do this.
I think yes, that's it.
I see.
So that's it.
This is good functionality, but I'm not gonna do it. I also didn't implement unused.
Then create
What is this? The master item. Hold on.
That will be our We'll override
We're not going to do this. I might have to come back later and do it, but I'm not going to do it.
ourselves. If we were successful,
Oh, and you remove it. Oh.
we can now destroy our item actor. And here in the use, now compile save, and let's set up some debugging function. Difference. Bug ours can be some 4. We want 50. If we press remove 50. If we hit another video, in the next one we
Okay, so we need to test. It's time to test. We need to see if any of this worked. So, time to think on my own here. I can't. What he did doesn't make any sense in our game. So we need to test this shit in the actual level. Oh God. What's up, Brazil? You're downloading Cine right now. Wow. Thank you. Pretty cool. We're gonna make it better. We're making it better. You're gonna sit here. You're gonna. I will be on YouTube making this thing better, a lot for quite a while. I'm thinking like I'm a simple person. I like to say like every day until 29. What is it? 2020 next time? Is that the next year? Jesus. Is it really? No. Is it? Every day until 2020. How about that? Not every day, but you know, like a lot, like as much as I can. Okay, we got to test this stuff now. We just did all that. We got to test it in the level, but I don't have a lot of the functionality. So we made remove, we made split, we made swap. So, time to backtrack into this actually working now. So who am I possessing? I'm going to possess the base character at this point. So we'll put the functionality in there. So, and he owns the inventory as well. So in this case, the character owns the inventory. So you could have multiple characters with multiple inventories, which may happen in the future. So it's an actor component. And so if I'm going to test this, let's have it so that the number keys are gone. Oh yeah, Ash, I understand why you have a 10 keyless keyboard now. I never understood that. You have more room for first person shooters. I get it. The Ninja don't play with. A lot of pros still use full keyboards, but anyway, where are my debugs? I don't have any debugs left in this thing. Okay, fine, fuck it. We'll make one right now. So we're gonna do when you hit number key 1, we're going to get the inventory. We're gonna say remove item at index 0. 1. We'll remove 1. Just that alone is actually, and we'll debug. We'll throw a print string at the end. Let's do this. If true, print string. This is gonna be gross because we're gonna delete it. So I'm just gonna do this quick and dirty. Append. So we're gonna say on success removed. So this is all hard-coded stuff. Get item info at index 0. Break. We're going to say that we removed this. That's it. That's it. Otherwise, we say slot empty. Okay, so we now can magically by hitting 1 remove whatever in the first inventory. If there's nothing there, it just does nothing. But we would never allow the user to do that, to get to that point. That's the idea. Yes, welcome. Okay, so let's go pick some stuff up. Woo! I got to get rid of this first part. It's so annoying. Okay, so inventory, nothing in it. Pick up this C stand. There's that. So when we hit 1, removed, it's gone. Magical. So next thing is this is a stack of 3 18Ks. So there's 2 and 1. So now we removed 1. Fuck, it's 0. That's not good. Now it's gone. So it did remove 1, but the icon said 0. So we have a bug. But the remove is working at index. So eventually you would then... Eventually, I mean, what do you guys think for functionality? What I like to do for throwing away items, is click and drag, and you drag it just anywhere that's anywhere else. Like if I just click and like that's how Fortnite does it too. If you want to drop it, you just click it and you drop it there. Boom, it's gone. You pull the whole stack out. That's how I'm gonna do it first. We're not gonna do that yet. So there was a bug though. Let me go. So the stacking, when you remove the stack, is bugged. So I have two. Ooh, what the fuck? This is broken. So see, here comes the. Okay, so we don't have 4. It's broken. There's something broken about this. This shouldn't even be here. So what happens if I try to pick this up? 1. Well, something's broken. This is why we debug before we go any further. So this doesn't work. The remove is working, but it's something else in the system isn't going correctly. So it's between these two classes though, hopefully. So we haven't even looked at swap and split, but we're looking at remove. So we'll jump into that in a second. Oh yeah, the Facebook group. Yeah, we can't link. I can't drop links in this. Maybe I think I can put a link, but like other people can't write down links, so that's no good. Maybe I can turn it on. I'm not sure. Yeah, I guess I should get a bot. I don't know. Find out. Error. Edit and try again? What the fuck? Yeah, that's it. I don't know why I said I had an error. I don't know. YouTube error. Okay, so we gotta go figure out what's broken. So the way that I handled this type of debugging, we're calling remove at index, and we're hard calling it at 0. Is the slot not empty and we're actually removing something? So that's been working because we debug this on the outside. Are we removing more than the whole stack? Local amount is greater than or equal to the amount that's at the index. So that is always false. We never do. Well, no, this happens at the end. We're really looking at this. This is what we're firing off, right? Because we're not removing. Well, it fires this one and then that one. So we do both. We do both legs of this. So the index that we're requesting, we're setting the class and we're setting the amount. The amount is the amount at the slot minus the amount we passed in. This doesn't make any sense, or does it? The amount at the slot this is just this. We're going to set this as the amount on the slot minus the amount we're requesting, not the amount. How did I do this? That's my guess. Is that I also wrote amount. Spelled crazy. Let's try that. How did I fuck that up? How? Yeah, Ash is the moderator over there. Let's try this again. So there's one in there, non-stackable. Removed. It's gone. Now that works. Single stuff. Stacking is always where things get harder. Anyway, so that's been picking up a single object and dropping it, that works. Or deleting it. We basically deleted it. So we have a stack of 2 and 1. So I'm going to remove this one. Says 1. Okay, it's actually gone. So let's see if this is this going to stack. It stacks first. Okay, fixed it. That was it. How the fuck did this happen? Well, that's why we debug. That's why I set it up this way. So this is now good. This is now good. Fixed it. Okay, good. That function works. I copied it wrong or something, but it doesn't matter. Once you put it into your code, it's your code. You gotta fix it. So that was it. Little thing like that just throws the whole thing for a shit. I can't imagine as these systems get bigger and bigger how hard it is to find that. But okay, so that is remove at index works now. So we're basically deleting objects out. If it was Fortnite and you removed it, it would then spawn it back into the world, which we could do, but I'll hold off on that. We'll just delete it for now. So am I gonna I guess we should debug swap and split. Let's debug them both. So let's make we're gonna swap slots and we're gonna hard code the swap. So we'll swap 1 and 2. So we'll do, these all get deleted instantly, so we'll just do them shitty. So when you push number 2, we're going to swap slot 1 and 2. So I wonder if the order matters. It shouldn't. Anyway, we're going to take this and we're going to say swap slots. Oh, that's easy. 0 and 1, which is 1 and 2. Branch. I don't need to know anything about it. Just let's see if it works or not. If it fails, we'll just do... What is the fail condition? The fail condition is that one of them doesn't exist, I guess. Or it's empty. Empty or doesn't exist. So, yeah, let's try it. I gotta get rid of this first one. So let's swap this with this. So we have we have the first slot is a light stand. It's the wrong icon. And a 2 stack of 18Ks. So if I hit 2, it swapped them. Dope. And eventually you'll do that by clicking and dragging, right? You click and drag on it, swaps them around. Or just, well, it'll swap to an empty one. So yeah, so swaps look like pretty good. Try it again. Swap them back. And then we can remove. That's it. Okay, cool. Swapping works. Hooray. Nothing broken on that one. And then splitting. Yeah, let's split it. Splitting will be number 3. Testing is way more fun than programming it. Okay, so we'll take our inventory and we're going to say, what am I doing? Splitting. Split stack. So you can only split my items stack in amounts of 2. So we'll split index 0, 1. I don't really need a branch, but what's the fail condition? I'm just gonna say could not split. It doesn't matter. We're gonna delete this. So let's split the first slot. Let's try that. 1 by 1. These things start to work. So we have a 2 stack of 18Ks. So if I hit number 3, expected behavior is that this becomes 1. It's going to go here, but it could stack into this one if you split it. No, I guess if you're going to split, you really do want a new slot. You're not trying to put this there. That assumes something. So yeah, we want this to go to 1, and there's going to be 1 there, basically. Perfect. Perfect. I mean, that's not testing every single use case there is, but so, okay. We wrote those 3 functions. We tested those functions in the context of Cinetracer Academy mode. They work. So that's progress to report back home. Even if that's all I did today, it's like, that's one step. It's when I get really sad and like depressed if I don't have that if I don't have a thing to report back to like myself, who I'm my own boss. I get really angry at worker me. Producer me is like, the fuck did you do today? Nothing. What am I paying you for? Okay. Cool. So we added remove, split, and swap. I'm still not ready to write the quest. Am I ready to write the quest for that? I don't have query. I don't have like, I kind of want to write that on my own, but I forget if he's going to do it or not. I don't think he is. Maybe I'm going to write that myself, right? So add item is not a helper function. That's being called by an external. I mean, really, I guess we called those 2 now, but let me try to write something on my own. So I want to write a quest where it's like, go pick up 3 lights. Go pick up 3 light stands. And when you do it, it's like, good job, right? Sounds easy. It's can be fucked up quite easily. Um, request. So it's we need something that's like check inventory. But what do we call that? Like query? Let's just call it query. Yeah, I'm gonna call it query. So we're gonna say query inventory. Start with that. Like this doesn't operate, it just tells you true or false. Does this exist? Because we need this for the questing system. Success. Go build a dinosaur out of trust. Yes, that's the hazing process for Sinitracer. It's a lot easier than when Ash did it though. That was way harder back then. That being said, our gizmo system is hot garbage. I'm aware. I use my own program. It's garbage. It's also would take me, let's say, 2 days to rewrite it. So I'm but not jumping into that too hard. So we need to query this inventory, and we're gonna pretend like we're the questing system. And we're like, okay, does this player have this item at this amount? That's basically it. So item class, which is a subclass or base class of our inventory item base. It's a class reference. It took me a long time. And we want to ask at what amount, right? How many of these are there? So, see if I can big boy pants and write this on my own without fucking following a tutorial. So, do I need any more helper functions to get this done? Maybe this is a helper function. Okay, anyway. Okay, so how do I find out if this is in there? Just fucking search for this shit. Okay, so we're gonna do get slots for each. Right? And we're going to create a local variable called local amount found. Integer defaults to 0. Okay. And what we're going to ask is, does this equal the item class that we pass in, that we're searching for, the searched item class? Ooh, an amount. Oh, this gets interesting. Okay. So far, we're doing the thing. So we're looking through the entire inventory one by one, and we're going to check each one. Does this slot have the class in it that we want? I'm going to write that. Does slot have contain class item? Let's do the positive. So this means we did find it. So then the question is, then this becomes local amount equals itself plus the amount that's in that slot, right? That's how many we have found on our way towards maximum, or toward how many we're looking for. Do I have to break this loop? Fuck it, I don't like breaks. For loops with breaks look so ugly. I'd rather just count too much. Our inventory is not that big either, so fuck it. I can see a B outside my window. What a B. Okay, so does the slot contain the item? If it does, we're going to add how many there are to the local amount found. I don't like breaking. I know he uses a lot of loop breaks, and if you have a gigantic, like hundreds of items, then yeah, you want to break it But I don't have hundreds of items. And I don't want to. I don't. They look ugly. They look ugly. So we're essentially counting how many. I don't like how this looks already. We're counting how many of these items we've found in the inventory. Boop boop. It's kind of a complex thing. Well, I'll rewrite. I'll write remove separately. So the first quest is going to be just pick them up. Don't use them because I haven't. We'll figure out because like maybe we do use items in this. I'm not sure if I want to call it using it though. I'm not sure. So what's going to happen is it's just going to loop through the whole list. It's going to loop through the inventory. Every time it finds one, it's going to say how many, and then at the end, this number is going to be how many you have, right? So on complete, because I don't like breaking loops, looks ugly. On complete, we're going to check if that's ugly. It's really ugly. It's a question if this is uglier than breaking it. Breaking it, this has to like come all the way back down. It's gross. We're gonna check if local amount found is greater than or equal to the. You know what he does? He does a lot of this promoting. But you don't have to do that anymore because you can call this directly. But that got me in trouble before. But I'm just going to say get amount. We want to know, did we find the exact amount or more? I'm just going to insert my own logic in case we have to modify this later versus returning a direct bool out of a comparison like this. So sketchy doing that. Well, actually, in this case, whatever. Fuck it. Let's just break this out separately. It's kind of stupid to do it like this, but so I'm gonna write it. Did we found exactly the amount or more? True is success is false. Okay. I think that'll do it. So if we call this function now, we can tell it how many of the items we're looking for in the player's inventory, which is what the quest has to do. So we'll go write that now and we'll test it. We're moving on. We're doing things. We wrote a function on our own too. Does it work? That's yet to be seen. So next step to test this, right? Let's just debug it and then we'll write it into the quest system. So we'll make another one of these num4. We're going to call inventory and we're going to say query item class light stand 2 branch. So this is basically doing what the quest system would be doing eventually. Next. So, did it find 2 light stands? We're hard coded, so we say found 2 light stands. Not enough hay. Light stands. Okay. Testing time. I feel good already about what we've done today. Already feel good. That's a good start. So, I hit number 4. Not enough light stands. Picked up 1. It's in there. Not enough light stands. 2. How many did I say to do? 3? I forget now. Damn it. Not enough light stands. Not enough light stands. Pretty sure that's not right. Okay. Okay. Amount 2. So that doesn't work. Good to know. We're looking for light stands. Oh, no. I wrote light. That's why. Let's do this again. I was searching for the wrong class. That'll do it too. That will definitely do it. Where's the window? Oh, there it is. Let's try this again. Okay, so not enough light stands. Not enough light stands. Found 2 light stands. Okay, query works. In theory. In this one case, it's working fine. Okay, so now the quest system can ask. Found 2. Okay, good. Great. So, let's write the template for that quest. We're going to add a quest to this chain. To that level. How do we do that? Okay, so. This is good. We're moving on. The dreaded go and collect shit quests. We can do those. We can drive people crazy with those. I think in the context of it being a movie set, though, that's kind of awesome. I think it's awesome. That's how I judge if I'm going to do something or not. The awesomeness. So, this level so far is show a welcome screen, walk to a target. What? That comment's wrong. There's also some weird shit happening here. I don't know what this is. What is this? Oh, walk to target will show a screen, and then we turn it off. This is set up crazy. We'll fix that. And then it is walk to a chest and open it. So we tell it, we create the instruction, and we're going to continuously... What is that? Oh, bind event for opening. So this essentially tells the tracker, the quest tracker to, hey, listen for the chest opening when it does open. When it does open, remove the window and give a dialogue. When it closes, remove from parent, set the input and end game. This is where we jump in. Okay, so the next quest, we're doing this like completely manually versus it being like an automated system because we're still in debug phase here. Step 5. So the last thing that happened is that we opened the chest and it removed the thing. So what we're going to do now, how do I do this? So we're going to do, we'll make the widget. I should probably work on the quest system. That's not today. I'm not going to build the quest system out today. Okay, so we're going to do step, just step by itself. Okay. Step 5. Create a new widget just because I'm going to create a new widget and we're going to call can I change this? One second, let me. This is 05 collect stands. This is inefficient, but it's just fast for testing. And I can debug like which one of these is failing really quickly. So it's an instruction class, open case. The title is going to be collect stands. Collect 3 light stands. Same instructions for mouse and keyboard and controller. And then we're going to tell it to, we need to bind an event on pickup. Is that what it's going to be? I haven't done one of these yet for pickup. Let me compile everything or save it. So you can either do like a timer where like every second it just checks the inventory, which is how I'm going to do it. Or the more performant way is basically like when you will bind to an event that every single time the player picks up anything, you check the inventory. I'm just going to check it every second. Should be fine. So what's the setup for this? End stow. Let's do... And this would be a function inside the quest system that you would just consistently call. It'll be called query inventory for, in this case, hard-coded 3 light stands. This would be all a function eventually. You would tell it what inventory you want to query for what class and how many. And then you would bind it to pickup or something like that. So we're going to do timer. That's not it. Make timer by, okay, timer by event. Yeah, there we go. Set timer by event. Boop, that event. We'll do it every 1 second. It is looping. I don't really care about, I guess we'll handle it. So we're going to do 05 timer for inventory. So when step 5 fires, it'll show the new UI that's the instruction, like go do this thing. And then it's going to immediately start checking the player's inventory every 1 second, which is kind of trash. But now, do I have a reference to the character? I don't in this case. That's bad. I don't have a reference to the character? How? I guess we haven't checked inventory. I didn't have an inventory when I wrote this the first time, so that's why. Where's begin play? Okie dokie. All of this eventually just becomes one class that does all this stuff in like a very nice automated way. So in this case, we are starting the level. We're going and getting our player controller, and we ask what mode it is. We are in academy mode. Oh fuck, did my headset really die? Really? Jesus, the thing does not last very long. I think I must have like broken the battery or something in it. Just get a wired headset, I guess. Okay, so we're gonna also, I mean, these don't need to all be their own sequence, but okay, so we're gonna get the ref to player controller, and we're gonna ask for get stored base player character. Now, who fires first? This is an issue, is like, does that even exist yet? I'm assuming that this is valid. So the player controller, it's questionable if I can ask for this at this point. Who am I? This is the level blueprint. That fires early. Does this even exist yet? Does the player controller exist yet? We'll find out. But base player character, get inventory. So this is making too many assumptions for like all game modes, but for this test it'll be okay. So this is going to be inventory ref. This is the player's inventory reference. I'm just going to stick that there. So hopefully that exists. It may not. We have to compile it too to check if this actually fires in this order on a compiled game packaged. Okay, so the inventory reference, blah, 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 blah. So down here, we're going to every 1 second ask inventory ref query we want to find 3 light stands, 3, and when this succeeds, we do whatever the next step is. Step 5. Step 6. So whenever that succeeds, we do step 6. And I'm just going to write step 6 here. I know this is like an absolute fucking mess here, but we're going to pause this timer. Not that that really matters, but the timer, we could just delete the timer, I think, actually, but we'll just pause it. We're going to remove this UI, which is 05. Remove from parent. And then we will also do, I'm just going to print a screen. Because I haven't written a notification yet. Notification UI. Grats, I wrote Grays. Grats, you found 3 stands. That's it. I'm not going to actually close out the level like I was doing before. Okay. So in some world that works, and we'll test that world right now. Okay. I have to go back to, I have to launch this from the start menu or else it doesn't work. Which is a good thing. Okay. Let's go get some stuff. Hooray, good job. Okay, open the case. Let's go open the case. Case is open. Excellent. Oh, it didn't put the instruction on the screen. Whoa. Didn't put the instruction on the screen. I probably didn't call this step. This is the annoying part. I have to like jump back and forth between these 2 maps. I got to figure out a way to make this better for myself. Okay. This is not commented well. Ah, yes. End game. We never call step. I don't call step 5. That's why. Okay. Step 5. Oh, there's no space. That's why it's different. Okay, so we call step 5 in this case, and yeah, let's try this again. Off we go. Move to the target. You got to the target. Open the case. Good job opening the case. Collect 3 light stands. 1, 2, 3. Fuck. Didn't work. Or is it just waiting? It didn't work. It did not work. Well, the UI went up. But it didn't. Oh, I have to unbind that event. Okay, we got some stuff to do here. So, okay, well, the UI turned on. Whoa. Found none. This is what I was worried about, is the inventory doesn't exist. The player controller doesn't have a reference. Or this, whatever the hell this is. This level blueprint exists before the player character exists. So there's no reference. I mean, if I actually took the time to implement this correctly, that wouldn't matter. But I'm not going to take the time to implement this correctly because writing a quest system takes a long time. Okay, so let's just try to hack this into working. So the issue is that this reference at this point in time is a big old null. So I'm just going to do it with this step, which is pure garbage, but that's where it's going down. So at this point in time, here we care about this, so yeah, this is pretty bad, but it's got to exist at this point. That is terrible. By the time we're down there, the inventory definitely exists, so we're just going to grab a reference to it at that time. Inventory ref. Let's try this again. And go back to the start menu. This is good though. I'm glad that all this stuff is like kind of coming together. I'm excited to do the drag and drop stuff for the inventory. That always feels like, it feels good to drag and drop in video games, especially once you put like sound effects on it. Okay, blah 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 blah. Come on. E, excellent. Okay. Yoinks, yoinks, yoinks. Grats, I still says grays. Okay, so it worked. It worked. We found it. We found the 3 light stands. So it can track, so our quest system can quote unquote track your inventory now. And we have 3. Okay, that's good. That's good. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. That is stuff that we can write home about. That is like actually we've done something. So I would like to be able to drag and drop the inventory now. So it's like, we can't do anything to this. I would like it to be, I should really consider what the final design of the game is, though I don't have that design document. It kind of just like comes out of me making things until they don't suck. That's the approach. So yeah, I have no idea. I don't know what it's gonna look like. So I do want it to be that you can like drag and drop and put that one there, drag off and delete it. Like the storyboard system used to work that way. That's pretty easy. So just to have the basic functionality of drag and drop for these icons that represent the inventory, um, just to have that working so that I can just continue to build functionality, because there's going to be a crafting element of this eventually. Like you'll craft C-stands out of the parts that C-stands are made out of, that sort of stuff. Go collect 5 gobo heads so that you can build the correct rig. That should be cool. That'd be kind of awesome. And then, so yeah, drag and drop is next, and we can query. Quest system has at least the ability to query the inventory, which there is no quest system yet. Does this work for the controller though? Let's give that a quick test. Controller is so hard. I'm gonna have to write my own custom controller interface, which is daunting. I have no idea how to do that. It should be fun. You're not going for the in-hand inventory. I can, like, if I make the inventory, that's like a separate system basically. If I make it so that your inventory is 1, the size of it is 1, and then you automatically equip the inventory, then it's in your hand. Then it would be that. But this has to happen first. But we could still do that. And I think we might for certain things, like a certain size object you basically can't stack or have too many of. But consider like the quest is like, hey, we're gonna go build this grip rig. You need this many gobo heads. It's like, if we're gonna carry each gobo head one by one, that sounds crazy. So we'll see. It really comes down to what the quest is gonna be. But I want the ability to have stackable inventories, because I think we're gonna need it. But yeah, you're gonna have equipables for sure. You're gonna have a light meter, and you're gonna have a viewfinder to start. And you might have something like a voltmeter or whatever it's called, where like you can check how much voltage is in the wire. Stuff like that. It's gonna be a real nerdy technical film game. Okay, we're playing with controller right now. Everything's working. Pick up, inventory, pick up, inventory, pick up. Grats, you found 3 stands. Okay, cool. So far the game still works with the controller. This is good. Good stuff. Boop, boop. I was playing No Man's Sky on PS4. I buy so many video games right now, like so many. I buy them all for PC, and then I buy them for PlayStation, and I play them both. I might start streaming that too, because I spend a lot of time just playing games and like kind of researching. And I don't like No Man's Sky on controller because it's so hard to shoot. How the hell do you shoot things when you're a controller player? I guess people play Fortnite and Halo on controller, but damn, that's hard. It's so hard to aim. I was getting killed by the sentries like constantly because I couldn't shoot them. That's tough. This game, the aiming isn't so like important, but like you still have to aim, so it's kind of hard. I don't know. Is Lumi coming back? Yeah, maybe we'll see. He's still, yeah, he's in the game technically. I mean, you have him downloaded, but there's just no way to bring it out. Yeah, I think for certain quests, it's really gonna be necessary to have stackable inventory. It won't make any sense to go pick up like, you know, a gobo head each, or there could be like the concept of like a bucket or stands, which would be kind of fun for me to have like a C-stand cart essentially, so you could put like 10 C-stands on it and you pack a grip truck. That's stuff that I have no idea if anyone's gonna give a fuck about, but I am kind of all about that. Like I want to have like a grip truck that you have to like pack in like an organized way. That sounds fucking awesome. And so this is the beginning of that, you know, like you have to go get like 10 things, you put them in the right case, and that case got to go in the truck, and it's like boop, organizes itself. Guess what? That's someone's job at the rental house. Is that a fun thing to make a video game out of? I don't know, but it's something I could probably get done in a month. Like that's kind of the goal. The next little attempt here is like, let's try to build something in a month, and what is it? Is it any good? Who knows? Probably not. Okay, so the controller works. Good. That's good. So we are progressing here. So it's a hybrid of like, you know, taking what I want from a tutorial, but then having to make sure that it works, writing my own stuff on top of it. So, you know. So we did number 8. And what is number 9 going to be? Throwing away... Oh, the action menu? I've already watched all of these. I watched the whole series to make sure that it's worth it. skimming style. 09 is the action menu. So that's like when you right click if you right click an icon, it'll give you a menu that says like delete, split, or use. I don't know if I want context menus in this game. It becomes very easy for me as a developer to put like, oh, you put everything in the context menu. But then that allows me to put too much complexity into things. Like, really, you should only be able to do just like 4 things at a time, right? Like the 4 face buttons, maybe 6, maybe 8. You know, only certain things. If you make a context menu, it's like, cool, make the context menu like 30 deep, and then it's Maya, you know? So, am I going to implement that? I don't think so. Inventory, throwing away multiple items. It's important. Slot-based inventory item drag. I definitely want this stuff. I want the drag and drop. Adding a detail widget, which I want. So when you hover over it, it gives you like a menu that's like information about it. Notifications when you obtain it. Implementing different items. Equipping and unequipping. Sorting. Adding a weight system. Crafting. More crafting. Currency. Merchant. Shop widget. Save and load. Storage system, so chests, more storage system, custom mouse cursors, an equipment menu. We're not doing equipment menus. Resizing, hotkey bar. We're not doing a hotkey bar for this release. That's it. So it's kind of like feature by feature, right? So to me, it's most important. It's really just the drag and drop. I would feel really good if I got that done today. So I'm going to watch through 9 and 10. I don't intend on implementing them. Actually, no, I have to. I'm going to watch through 9 and 10, but basically 11, 12, that's it. 11 and 12 will get me through drag and drop. And I do want 13. I don't know if that's in scope for today. Probably not. But we're chunking through this, and I'm not making NPCs or merchants or anything like that right now. What's up, Glenn? Can Cine Tracer be used as a tool to make animated videos like the app Movie Storm, which is so old now? Yeah, for sure. I really do hope it moves into that direction. In which case, you know, the way that I approach that is I consider that virtual production. You know, it's virtual production. Which Machinima is technically virtual production too. But yeah, that is one of the goals. The thing is, you're gonna need like a nice hefty computer to be able to play it in real time, like play it back at 24 or 30 frames per second, because we don't have frame exporting at the moment. But yeah, that is part of the goal. There's creative mode where you're like planning for a shoot. It's all in like the pre-production mindset, and you're making storyboards and technical diagrams. That's what exists now. I'm building out now Academy mode, which is for like you actually want to come here, play a simple video game, but learn something about filmmaking. That's something I really want from it, and something I think I could build forever, like create content for that system like forever. And then yeah, Machinima virtual production side of things, where like you're actually trying to create a final product out of it. Definitely should be possible. Now. My headphones died, so I can't hear anything. I don't have other... You know, I'll just plug these in. It becomes a wired headset. I'll just plug them in. Fuck it. This is going to look ridiculous. Okay, so these back on. Got this cable. I'll just put a USB over here and just use this as like a wired headset. It only lasts like an hour or two. It's kind of weird. That'd be awesome for the future. Yeah, I think it's you should, for people that have played it, it should be kind of clear that that's possible in time as we build out the systems. There's people who've already made short films with it. You can't animate the mouth yet or anything like that, but you know, we've shown the demos that technically it is possible. Okay. So
after we added some functions to our inventory in the last video,
I'm not going to implement this, but I just want to make sure that he doesn't add anything that I do need for the stuff that I do want. I don't want a context menu. I think that's going to... I think that's a bad
widget
approach
widget.
for this.
Call that
Too
one
technical.
action menu. In here,
Might be wrong about that
change
though.
the
We'll see.
setting to
I can just
desired
come back and do
screen
it. I think I know how to rate this anyway, but
and delete the
he's really
canvas
good, so
type.
I like to learn from
We
him.
will start
I'm a
with
better
the
programmer after watching
size
him do it.
box,
Okay, this is like slow again.
which will be an integer.
So he made a widget, put a bunch of buttons on it. It has a reference to the inventory, and it has a current index for some reason. I don't know why.
Okay.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Towards a bit, and that's what we want.
Okay, so still implementing it.
So search for set visibility.
That's fine. We don't need this.
Click
We don't need
stop.
this. We
Oh,
don't need this.
convert that to a float right now.
Wait, what? What
Then-
is this? What is this function? This is something in the event graph. I'm kind of just like interested in what is it.
Box, make it a variable. And for the row, convert that to a float right now.
What's he doing? I don't know what this is.
Experimenting with some values here. Translation.
Oh, I see. I see. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this is like how you do.
We can't use our button here, but we will go to the graph and
Hmm?
override a function
Hmm?
called on mouse button down.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Okay.
on mouse
So when it's right clicked, we're gonna call the context menu from the
graph.
whatever owning widget
Yeah,
is. Yeah, yeah. So we're not gonna do any of this, but he didn't do anything
Go back
crazy.
to the right click.
So he can right click and do that.
And start version, there are only 49
I don't. That's not the
and
move
we
for
cannot
this
split
game.
the stack because it's not
There's
and if we go there is a bug of 412 I think. Now you can
It's called menu digging. We don't want to menu dig in this game, if possible. Would it be possible to have a soft roll off on the mouse while making pans? Yes. Yeah. 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 It's called lazy mouse in ZBrush and other programs. You basically take the input and you delay it essentially, and we take over. Like you give it an input, but then we take over for you after. You're just kind of like you're like loosely steering the ship versus right now you directly steer the ship. This one you're like we kind of want to go this way, and then we interpret it. I have to write that. Like when we redo the camera systems, that's something that would be
select the
good.
ring here and add 1.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so we're good with this. We're not going to do a context menu. Goodbye.
widget blueprint. That will be our
Now, throwing away multiple items.
However, the current
That is
problem
something I want. Is it? Let's just.
is
We're going to
if
go
we
through
want
this
to
and see
throw
if there's
away
anything that I
50
want to
health
take out of this.
potions, we would have to click throw away button 50 times.
Look how few
So we
people
will
have watched
change
this.
that to
7,000, 7,500
Okay,
people have watched
so
this. That's
go
it.
to your widget
These are like the
and
keys
right
to the
click
castle if you're trying to make a
create
video
new
game in Unreal
widget.
Engine. I know there's other people who've made
That will
tutorials, but
be
they're not as
our
good. I've watched all
throw
of them.
widget.
This is the best inventory system on YouTube.
Open it up.
Guess there's not that many game
Change
developers.
it
That's what it
to
comes down to.
desired on screen. And first off, kill the canvas panel.
The fuck are you
We
making?
will
What is this?
start with a size box.
Throw widget? Oh, right. This is the
Check
widget that
width and height
that you
of
drag it to and it
and for
it
me,
it throws it away.
450 will be the inner layout. The
Let's see
rest
how this gets
is the item
implemented.
we want. And check how under
Oh, I see. So when you throw something away, when you throw it away, it asks you how many.
then underneath we will grab a button.
I think I'm not gonna do that.
Count variables here. First one curly brackets. Second where we set our keys. Count for the function name, and the time will be get the inventory widget. The order doesn't matter. With our current index. Go to the throw away.
Fucking
widget.
spaghetti.
Graph
I see.
will be disabled, so let's change that. True. Our throw away widget also
I don't need that. I don't want that. Simple shit. Okay, cool. So we're moving on to actual item drag and drop. And you're just throwing away the whole fucking stack. That's what happens in this game. Oh, I thought Ash said that. That was MSE. Word. Yeah. Well, the cameras are not great at the moment. They work and they're yeah. But we actually updated them a little bit so that they have the right they have different controller controls right now. I don't think anyone knew. If you're in the camera right now and you hit Q, I never said this to anybody. Like, if you hit Q, it switches between mouse and keyboard UI and controller UI. Though I never said that to anybody. Only people that like watched me program it know that. But now on this next release, as soon as you touch the controller, the UI switches itself, and if you touch the keyboard, it switches back. So you'll never have to manage that. I just never wrote that until like a week ago, or whatever. So it'll be better now. So it's slowly getting better. Currently, Movie Storm is actually easy enough to use, as iClone looks. Yeah, iClone's a little bit closer towards Maya. How is Movie Storm? I've never used that. I really don't. I try not to like compare this too much to those type of apps, but inevitably it is. I'm really trying to capitalize more on the fact that like this is a game, and I think this Academy mode is going to be like show the value of it being like a video game versus it being like a timeline 3D animation foundation kind of app, like Maya and Movie Storm, what I'm assuming Movie Storm is, and apps like that. I really don't want to see a timeline ever. But that's cool. I know that a lot of people use FrameForge still. I'm not really trying to like. I don't know if like we're. I guess we are a competitor to that. I just see it differently. I think we're completely different. But I tell people too. People email me all the time to like, so tell me why this is better. I'm like, I don't give a fuck if I don't care. Like, it's like you use what you think works for you. I'm not at the point where I'm like selling this to anybody.
In the last video, we finished a throwaway widget, so that now we can start to implement drag and drop for our item slot.
Yeah,
However,
drag and drop. It's gonna be awesome.
That, there is some preparation work we will have to do.
I know how to do drag and drop. I want to see how he does it though.
So let's get started. Go to your widgets, and on our inventory slot, go to the slot button, and scroll down here under interaction,
precision,
the click method
you do precision
to precise click, and
precise
the touch
click
method to precise tap.
Okay, let's fucking do it. I should back up at this point. I don't have source control set up, and it's probably not gonna crash or get fucked up, but like anytime I do like something decent, I should probably back up. But see if we can get through this without any disastrous crashing happening. So we're gonna go to our CTW inventory slot, which is set up a little bit differently than his, but we'll still do the same thing. So this button needs to have precision click, precise click, touch method, precise tap, press method. Was that it? I forget. When I did drag and drop, I was just following a tutorial too. I was like,
it was set up so that when we press down our mouse button,
looks like a Sims game. Haven't made a movie with it though.
You
you can't. Unfortunately, let me. YouTube. What is this called? YouTube Live. Is this what it's called? YouTube Live. What would they call you guys? Watchers, followers, chat, links. I would allow links in mine, but I don't know if you can do that. I'll keep looking into it. I would rather people be able to drop links, and then if you're abusing it, I ban you. But people who don't abuse it, it's fine.
Once our click method will be fired.
You also can't ban people.
And if we hold down and drag, we can implement.
Because I would love to see like a screenshot of Movie Storm, but I have no way of getting that going.
And override a function called on mouse button double click. Because when we're not going to do double click, quickly use our item, so you don't have to right click anytime and go to use. First, we want to check something. So search for branch.
Oh, skip this, please. Oh god. Okay, so yeah, we don't need this. No double clicking.
Can actually use our item.
Well, this is still double click, right? He's using on double click. I don't want to do that.
For the function, we also need 2 inputs. So create one.
Add to index. That makes sense. Okay, cool. Here we go. So we got to write a new thing. Yeah, because we have add, and then when you add something to the inventory, it basically looks for a free slot. But what if you want to add it to a specific slot? We don't have that, so we got to write that. Okay, done. This is add to item That's add item. It's a smart add item basically. It'll stack it. If it stacks, it'll find a new slot. If it doesn't, so this add item is like a lot of um they called presumptions or whatever we call. We presume a lot here. So this is add item at slot. I bet I can just write this on my own. I don't need to, but I'll try to write it on my own. And then I'll check how he did it. Right. So add. I'm a good student. Add item at slot. Well, what slot? Slot index. We'll just call it index. Then we're gonna say what item. Right? We need to know inventory class. Inventory. Boop boop boop. Class reference. Item. And then. Oh, that's a pain in the butt though. There's a lot of things to think about to write this. I guess that's why we program. So you only have to think about it once. Ouch. Okay, is that it? Index, item, and then success. Success. Downloaded Cine Tracer. DX is not supported on your system. Try running without the DX. Yeah. So if you look on Steam, there should be the latest update note on how to fix that. Also, what graphics card do you have? In Steam, if you right click it and you find something like in properties, custom launch events, you're going to write -DX11. It'll turn off DX12 for you. That's the only way to do it at the moment. I don't know how to do it. If you play the game Control, they have the same thing, but it's a UI. Us, we have to write it in there. So if you look at the Steam patch note, it'll tell you how to do it. And what graphics card do you have? Because some people, it's interesting which ones can't run it, and which ones can. I've had people there. I have multiple users with the same graphics card who tell me they can run it, and people who have the same card that tell me they can't run it. So same graphics card, different people say they can't use it and can. Different results. So that's hard to figure out as a developer what to do about that. But it's just more information to know that like DX12 isn't working for certain cards. Add item at slot. What slot? What item? How many? So if the slot is empty, you just add it. But if the item is stackable and you're adding more than the stack, you have to maybe you just call add item. Nah, you don't. Am I doing all the stack logic in this? Let me see what the fuck he does. I bet there's a more clever way to do this.
The first one will be an integer and it will be called the from index.
See, if I don't have to think about it,
The next one will
and
be
he thinks
our
about it
to
for me,
index.
I'll accept that.
And
Whoa, what? From index and to index? Add to index? What?
And same as with the other
This is not what I thought it was. Okay.
That is a boolean called success. Question mark.
From index to index, isn't that just swap? What is this?
First we will get our from and to index and promote them to local variables.
What is this
so we can
for?
access them later.
Why is that called
Call
add
it
to
local
add to index? From index to index? I don't understand this at all.
Promote to local
We just
variables.
watched. This is not what I thought it was. I thought we were just gonna add an item to an index.
And connect the execution part here.
The fuck is this
After
shit?
that, we want to go in a branch and check for some
Why
things.
isn't this
So grab
swap?
an
What is from
lost
index
array
to index? This isn't
and get from
just
it.
like what swap does?
Add our from index and copy this and get from the to index because we want to compare our classes.
What?
So break our inventory slot structure and break it down here. And then we'll check whether our item class from the from.
I know what this is. This is if you click, you have an inventory and you have two stacks and you want to put, you have like two stacks, they're both on at max, and you want to click and drag the stacks and recombine them. This is recombining it. That's what this is going to be doing. Because he's checking if they're the same class. If they're the same class and they don't, whatever, you add them together. If it maxes the stack amount. So this is like recombining stacks. Or if it's, Well, we'll see. We'll see what he does. There's a lot of different branches of like what happens in those
Equals
cases, but let's see.
the item class from
So
one
this is like
index.
recombining, I think. It's just a weird name. Add to index.
And another thing we'll have to check is that our amount at the 2 index is less than our maximum stack size, which means it isn't a full stack. So we can actually add something to that. Also add another pin for the end.
Jesus.
And the last one will be
Triple and.
get item info at index. Index you can plug in either the local from or local to, because we already checked that they are the same class. And get the item info, break it, and connect the can be stacked to the end.
This is recombining
And
stacks.
connect the end to the condition. Move everything over here. If it's false, we will return with false. However, if it isn't, we will get our item class, promote that to a local variable, call that local class,
I don't think I'm gonna do this.
set that here.
I should,
And
but I don't think I'm
after
gonna.
that, we will go in another branch. And this time for the condition, we will get our maximum stack size.
Do I
minus
need this to recombine stacks? I guess we do.
Then get mount at index. And the index will be our 2 index. Type that in for the minus. Index. And so grab the slots array. We call it copy. We will this. And plug that in for 2 index. That's it for. It will basically.
I don't really want to do that. Split stack to index.
Do the same thing as our split stack function, but this time we will not search for an empty slot, but we will split to the stack that is
These are
defined
called helper
when
functions. I
called
should implement
local
them.
equals, that is our local
I'm not going to.
index, our info at index, add to split.
I can just come back and
local
add these. This is just
The
2
class.
extra functions that he's adding to this. I don't need this shit right
and
now.
after left.
There it is. Okay, what is that?
Here, first
What is that?
widget blueprint. Call that dragged item.
Now we start doing stuff. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna just not do that for now. I'll come back and add those 2 functions if I want. I should just be like, link to the tutorial if I need them. So let's go to our thing here, and we're gonna create a new widget. This is what shows up when you drag another widget, I think. Pretty sure that's what that is. When you drag the inventory slot, what shows up in your under your mouse, it's this. So CTW inventory slot dragged. That's how I name things. Okay. It's probably just a square with the icon on it, I would guess. But let's see.
And in here, first change the setting from filled screen to desired on screen.
I never know what
Canvas
desired.
panel.
I never know what that
And
means.
we will start with a size box.
Yep, with an image in it.
I will choose a width and height override of 64 by 64.
Mine are 100.
Then add
Getting
an
hungry.
overlay to
Almost
the
lunchtime.
size box.
Sort of. Overlay. Okay.
And on top of the overlay, add an image.
Okay. I never know what desired. What do you say? Desired on screen. I never know what those all mean. It hasn't. My lack of understanding has not stopped me from making things, but I don't really know what those are. I mean, I know what fill screen is for. I don't know the other ones, what they really mean. So 100 by 100. What's the overlay for? What are we overlaying? Find out. Is it just an image? Is it not a button? Oh, that's why. Okay, so it's a button. So here's this image. That's definitely going to be a variable at some point. So image, I call them thumbnails. He calls them icons. Thumbnail. What are we overlaying? So I'm going to wrap this with an overlay. Fuck. That happens. There we go. Okay, so let's see what goes on.
which will be our icon. Set that to fill and give it a name, icon.
Icon.
And then also add a text to our overlay.
Why? What is
And
the
that
amount?
text will be our amount text.
Yeah, okay.
Make sure it's a variable and it's aligned to the right bottom corner.
That's important. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I can come back and redesign my own later because there's going to be like other metadata we have to shove into this for the stuff we're building. And it's like what, X99. We'll do the same formatting he does. We'll do bold italic. I'm going to say, I think I font at 12 for this stuff. That's very small. 14. That's very small too. Let's do 12. We'll do a shadow. Pick up the opacity. And we'll do, that's fine for me. That's completely fine. And variable it, we're gonna call it text block underscore amount. So we have our two variables of the thumbnail image and the amount text. So let's keep going.
For the font size, do something really small like 10. And you could choose the font type to bold italic. Also make sure that you give it a little bit of padding. So 1 pixel from the right and 1 from the bottom.
Sure.
Then for the text you could type in something like X99 just to see how it looks. Now get the shadow color and make that fully opaque. And now
Drag and drop, here we come.
Our number.
What a mix.
Also lower the shadow offset to something like 0.7. Worked just fine for me. In the last setting we have to change the justification. Set that to align text right. Now hop over to the graph and create 2 new variables. The first will be our item info for the item we're dragging. Variable type will be s underscore item info. Make sure that it's editable and exposed on spawn. Then create another variable and that will be our amount. Its type will be an integer and also editable and exposed on spawn. Now on construct, we will get our icon and set brush from texture. The texture we will get from our item info, drag that, get the icon. And then we want to check whether our item can be stacked. So if it can be stacked, we will get the
Trying to do
amount
this blind, I'm
text
just listening to him.
text. And for the in text we will search for format text. I think we did that in the last video as well. For the format, type in X, then open a curly bracket, type in amount and close the curly bracket.
I gotta see what
For
he's
the
doing.
amount,
Can be stacked, format text, X amount. Where is this? Why are we keeping amount here? Why do we care about amount? Amount is an integer. Why do we
you
care
will
about
grab in
this?
our amount,
I would color code everything personally first.
convert it to
Like green is
text,
for jungle.
and the
Oh, in the inventory? Oh,
result
yeah.
we will
What is the inventory system for? It's for a video game, yeah.
text.
Video game. We're not at the point where we're like color coding shit though, at all. Okay, so let's get this going. So amount text. So if true, if it is stackable, we're taking the text block and we're doing set text. And I just like working in strings, to be honest, but we have to probably make it visible too. We hide it otherwise, or we make it just nothing. I guess if you just made the text blank, it would be invisible as well. Either of those is fine. It's called format text. Sure. Can you add things to? What the fuck? I don't like this. I'm gonna do a string stuff. We'll do make literal string and append. I like appending in strings a lot better than that other stuff. So we're gonna say x no space int. I mean, what am I doing here? Where is this size coming from? Let me see how he pulls size.
And if our item cannot be stacked, we will simply get our amount text and set the visibility.
Dude, workstation chair. I need a new workstation chair too, from my computer back there.
Compile and save.
Deciding if I'm gonna
Alright,
get
that's
like a
everything
full.
for our preparation
Oh,
work.
that's
In the
it.
next video
Where'd amount come from? Oh, amount we set at the get-go. I see. Yeah, I'm deciding if I'm gonna get like a full-on Herman Miller setup back there, because a Herman Miller chair is like $1,000 essentially, or I'm just gonna be like, nah, fuck it, like some busted ass Staples chair, be fine. I don't know. So we're doing a mount, and have we done a visit? Did he do visit? How could you only hide it there? How? Wait. Oh, because this gets deleted. This only exists. You do a drag, it exists. You let go, it dies. So it never it doesn't persist. You don't have to like toggle visibility. It's created, default is visible. Otherwise, it's off. So that's fine. So that's cool. Fine. Set visibility. Hidden. Unreal Engine's so cool. All this stuff is like built in. Would not want to have to be like, otherwise you have to know how to program game engines. You have to program the system that programs this, and that's like, I would never do that. I would never do that. It's too much work. I'd never finish. I barely finish this.
Here we will start dragging around our items, so see you then.
See you then. Let's do it.
In the last video we did some preparation work so that in today's episode we can finish implementing our drag and drop for our items. So let's get started. First off, we will go into our top-down BP under blueprints and open the top-down character. In here we will create a new variable called isShiftDown.
We're not gonna do that.
It should be a boolean. Then
We are not doing that. What's up, Brianville?
Shift.
We're making our drag and droppy
Select
interface
shift.
for the inventory system right now.
And when it's pressed, we want to set isShiftDown to true.
Oh no.
And when it's released,
No.
we will set it to false.
I'm not doing that. I think
We will
shift
use that later to control whether
shift
we
clicking
want to
is
split the stack or
splitting
just move
in
it
a lot of
anywhere
games.
else.
See how he
Now
does it.
compile, save, close the
We're not
top-down
gonna do
character,
that.
and then we will go inside of our drag and drop folder, right click, create
another
a
one?
blueprint
Well, I can
path,
make a new one. Okay.
and search for drag drop operation.
Okay, and what are we calling this thing?
Like that.
Inventory
folder,
drag and drop?
Item drag.
Item drag. That's a good name. Okay. We didn't even use this other one. Actually, where is it? Wait. This is the. Where's my drag and drop? There it is. I'll just use this one. I never used this, so I'll just rename this. Boop, boop. CT drag drop. Item. I think these are the payloads essentially. The drag and drops. It's like when you drag and drop, I think that's what happens. This is the payload of information. Then you drop it off somewhere, and they can either read it or they can't. I think that's how that works. There's some casting, and I forget. We'll see.
Open that up.
It's been a minute
And
since I
in
made one of
here we
these.
will create two new variables. The first one will be a reference to the inventory slot we dragged from. So called
Okay. Yeah. I definitely need to follow what he's doing because yes. Let me inventory slot. Inventory slot. So it sounds like it's gonna be a is it slot info or is it the widget itself? It's probably the widget
Call that
itself.
drag slot. And
Drag
its type will
slot.
be inventory slot reference.
Okay, here's where things get tricky. So what was it? Dragged slot? Here's where things get funny because my system's a tiny bit different. So, what was that? That is a reference inventory slot widget reference. So mine is called inventory slot object. So we're going to do that one. That should be fine. That's like that's the widget of the slot itself.
Make it editable and expose on spawn.
That's the variable.
Then
Okay.
create another variable, and that will be was shift down. That will be a boolean. Also make that editable and expose on spawn.
I'm not going to do that.
Compile, save. That's it for our drag and drop operation. Now we will go to the
That's it.
widgets, and we have to change our inventory slot a bit. So open that.
Inventory slot. Okay, let's keep going.
And on the graph,
Drag and drops, yes.
go to your
That's a cool
functions.
name.
Under
I like
mouse,
that.
there should be an on mouse button down. So on mouse
I don't think I did this other shit. Because I haven't implemented anything yet. Where does this go down? Functions? It's an override of on mouse button down, right? Isn't it not on mouse button down anymore? Isn't it like on pressed or something? Something changed between versions that I always forget. On mouse button down. The system calls this method to notify the widget that a mouse button was pressed within it. This event is bubbled. But I think is pressed. Something changed. Is key down? Is mouse button down? We'll find out. This is a version thing. He's on like 4.16 or something pretty old. We don't care about this. So let's see.
Button down. We currently just check for the right mouse button.
We found out. We'll find out.
When it's false, when we didn't click the right mouse button, we want to search for detect drag if pressed.
So again, we're doing something slightly. We're not implementing right click and all that other stuff. It's too just too much for me. Or not for me, for this system. I don't want it to be that complicated. Left mouse button down, so we're detecting. Is it this? Geometry we don't use. Return. I don't know what you return. We'll find out. Yeah, left click drag. Let's see.
And the drag key will be our left mouse button.
This I have to make work for the controller.
Since we will use
Lord help me. That's not easy.
Drag and drop. And the pointer event you will get from the mouse event of the input here. Then after the detect drag if pressed, return. And the return value will come from our detect drag if pressed. Save.
I have some work to do on this, but yeah, we'll just do it like this for now. Okay, so now we're detecting a drag, and then we're going to implement on dragged, I'd assume.
Now you want
Watch
to
tutor, repeat all, but after 1 hour, click on YouTube video, save file. That sucks. You're doing Houdini stuff, it sounds like?
We first want to create a widget.
Okay. We're doing the actual thing here. On drag detected or whatever. On drag enter. On drag detected, I'm pretty sure, right? Isn't that what it is? Yes. We're going to create a widget. Create widget. That's going to be the drag widget. Drag. Inventory slot dragged. Correct. Now, yeah, where does all this info come from? Find out.
And the class will be our item. Our dragged item that we created in the last video.
What's up, Sai?
The item info will be our item info.
Okay. Boop. Amount is our amount. Cool. This is why following his system is just like he knew this all works in the end before he started making this, you know.
So the item that is on our slot and the amount will be the amount on our slot. Connect that to the execution. After we did that,
so our payload so far is item info and how many. That makes sense.
We want to create a drag and drop operation. Class will be the one we just.
It's been a while since I've done this. Okay, so create, drag, and drop operation. We only have. Wait, hey. It's the drag item, most likely. Dragged slot is us? Is it self? Why is there a tag? Pretty sure we're the slot. Oh, these are like optional stuff that they just all have. Let's see what they do here. Okay.
Created, called item drag. Then connect the execution path here. Now for the dragged slot, get a reference to yourself.
Yep.
Connect that. For the was shift down, we will
I'm
grab
not,
an
I'm,
inventory
I'm not
reference.
doing that.
Off of that, get the top down char. And from our top down char, we will get the boolean we created called is shift.
Remember when I
down.
first started learning programming in
Connect that to
C++?
the was shift down.
the concept of car
Our default drag
character is really
visual,
fucked
so
with
the
me.
widget that will be moved when we move our mouse.
Oh, that's
Will
this.
be the return value of our dragged item widget
Yeah.
we created. And
Yeah.
for the pivot,
Yeah, it fucking
choose
is.
mouse down.
Okay, cool. Cool. It's all very familiar stuff here. This is the DDOP. This goes in there. Boom, I bet. And then we can manage offset and stuff like that separately if we want to like track
Then you can connect the return value to the operation of the
like where the
return
mouse was clicked in the icon, that sort of thing.
Exactly.
I think that's why we use precise
Now
though. I
we
think it
want to
does it for
override
us.
Another function
Oh
that
yeah,
is
I'll
called
drop.
on drag over.
Oh,
when
what?
We drag something over a slot, and before we do anything here, we will need new variables. First one will be called dragged over.
Really? On drag over. I've never ever done it on drag over. Guess I understand what that's for. So that means that you're holding something and then you hovered over a slot, which does something different. I don't know why that would be, but I'm interested. I want that. I saw his demo at the end. Looks pretty good. So on drag over. I don't know if I have all the stuff I needed for this, but what's this boolean gonna be?
Which will be a boolean.
A boolean.
Then add another variable, and that will be the default style.
Am I gonna do
Button.
this?
Change the variable type to button style. And now
I guess so. I guess so. This is okay. Fine. Dragged over boolean and default style is the Unreal Engine button struct style. So button style. It's just a gigantic struct of structs. Okay, cool. What are we doing here?
compile and save. And our default style is already defined when we go to the designer, and on our button we have a style here. You can right click, copy that, and
Button. Where's that button? This one. Style. Normal. Copy. Boop. Boop. Can I paste this? No, but I can paste it here. It didn't work. Oh, we gotta put it here. Well, let's see what he wants. Okay, we'll
paste
see.
it in
Let's
our
see.
variable here.
Oh, he did.
Down
Wait.
here,
What?
paste that. So that's
Wait, why are we doing this? But okay, so I got to take the whole style, the whole thing, the top level style. Copy. I fucked up. Where is this? This. Paste. Wow, that saves a lot of time. God, I didn't know you could do that.
the style we have, and we want to create
Just
another
pasted
variable.
so much
and
data.
That will be our dragged over style.
I don't know where this gets implemented, but sure. Dragged over style. So what is the difference? I don't know.
Compile, save. You can also paste it here.
It's
and
the
make sure
same.
To open it up, expand the disabled, and for the tint, open the hovered, go to that tint, and we will drag that to the top of our widget here, so we can reference it. Then let's go to the disabled, and for the tint, choose our orange here. Compile and save. That way, when we drag over a disabled item slot, it can still change the color to orange.
I don't know if I care about this, but okay, sure. So we'll paste into this thing, and I'm just gonna eyeball it because I don't care. Sure. And then where does it change the style on this drag over, I guess?
Now when we drag over, we first want to drag in our dragged over,
See if I can just
Search
listen to
for
this.
a branch.
I gotta
because we
search for
only want
shit.
to execute this
It's a bee.
once. So when we're already dragging over, so it's true, we return true. But if we didn't drag over before, we will get the operation, our drag and drop operation, and cast that to our item.
I need to look at what he's doing. Operation and cast. Okay, so we're gonna cast to item drag and drop. This is out of false, I think. I don't know. This is like above and beyond what I care.
When the cast
to do,
fails,
but-
we'll also go to a return node. Check that here.
I kind of don't follow what this is, but
However, if it
It's
is
not gonna
our
break
item drag,
anything.
we will
It's
set our
cosmetic.
drag
It's
over
basically
to true,
changing color. And then where does that get implemented?
and we will get our slot button, search for set style, and the in style will be our dragged over style. After that, we can return true.
Is
Yes,
all return true?
now that's it for when we drag over. However, we also need an event for when our mouse leaves the slot.
Drag
So
leave.
override another function that is called on drag leave.
Whoa!
And for that
wait.
also grab an on drag over. Search
It's an event.
for branch.
Okay.
And now when it's true, we only want to execute something. And we will get our operation, cast that to item drag
Okay.
on our true path here. And if it is our item drag, we set our drag over to false and grab the slot button, set the style to our default style. So we just reset our style when we leave our slot button. Now compile save, and we should be also ready to test that. So when we
Oh yeah.
pick up our 50 health potion, now left click and move, we see the widget
Okay. Okay, so we have the basics of the drag and drop. We have the UI that gets created. We have no on drop functionality, but we have this on hover. Now, why is drag leave an event and the other one's a function override? It's kind of weird. Like, I don't get it, but let's try it. Gonna go get some stuff. If you speak English, repeat something in English simple, but if you speak Russian, work in English soft and watch tutor not from... I think I know what you're saying. That's a big old nope. I wonder why the drag isn't being started. That's a big nope, but that's not firing. Okay, so let's look at why. Inventory slot. We have a failure somewhere. This is for sure the slot. Where is on drag detected? On mouse button down. See, I think this is the wrong thing. I don't think this exists anymore. Isn't it? There's a different on pressed, I think. So, okay. On preview mouse button down, that's what it is. So, it's different. Okay, so we're gonna do detect drag if pressed. Boop. 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 Mouse. Wow, left button. Okay, let's try that. Do I have to return this? Probably. Let's try it again. Things change. It's incredible how old that tutorial is, but it still works. Sort of. You have to change a couple things. Okay, so. There it is. Okay. It's, there's no background. I guess I can change that. That's cool. Boop. Does nothing. So this on hover doesn't do anything. But what happens if I grab another one? Fucked up. But anyway, so I don't need that shit anyway. I just want to be like drip, drop, drop. Whoa. If it's empty, you okay? I have to disable this. This is not allowed. We have to disable the button, so you can't actually click and drag nothing. That doesn't make any sense. Boop, 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 boop. Hear like the Fortnite noises in my head, like the sh. Anyway, so we have the beginning. So we're gonna implement on dropped, and I need to fix it so that it doesn't do. It has to disable itself correctly. So yeah, on mouse button down is deprecated or whatever. Not deprecated, it just doesn't work the same way, so we just don't need that. We're gonna use on preview mouse button down instead, as the internet says. Let's see what else we
did.
did.
The last episode moving here, and when it goes over an empty slot, we see that it changes to orange. So
yeah, my hover doesn't work, but there's something wrong with my button. There's something with like disabled it. I'll figure it out.
Functionality for
I don't.
something.
Doesn't break it. It just
override another function
looks nice
called
on drop. Yeah.
make sure that you have enough space here. Now, first off, get the operation and cast that to our item drag. So first we check if it's really our item that we're dragging and not that we're dragging a widget or something like that. Then also of the as item drag, get the slot. And after the drag slot, search for not equal object. And we want to check that the drag slot is not ourselves. So get a reference to self.
I wouldn't have thought of that.
And search for branch.
I mean, maybe I don't know.
So when it's our item drag, we will go into the branch. If it's not, go into the return node. If the drag slot isn't ourselves, we will get the drag slot and promote that to a local variable. Call that local dragged or just local slot. And set that for the true path. For the false path, add a return node. And this time we return with true, because we did it with our drag and drop operation.
Sure.
But we simply don't want to do anything if it
These overrides of like mouse events that always confuse me.
and
And like,
after we set the local slot,
I just do what the
we will
tutorial
get our
says.
drag over and set that to false, because that will be the end of our drag and drop operation. So we will reset everything, get the slot button, set style.
This isn't working for
to
me.
our default style
Whatever. Default, sure, whatever.
And after that, we will get our inventory reference.
Do I have a reference to
First
inventory?
off, we will try to call the function add to
I
index.
don't have a reference to my inventory. You have a reference to your inventory here? How do you have an I don't have one. Okay, let's go get one then. Inventory reference, really? How does this, what is this? This is a slot, it has an inventory reference? Inventory slots, what is this? Inventory slots. No, I'm using, I just plugged it in because the battery died. If I want to work in London effects, I have to understand English on a high level. Yeah, probably, I'd imagine. Yeah, London's a good one. I know a lot. I was going to possibly go for the BSc and I got invited to a conference there, but I am going to be here instead. Programming. This don't do it. This doesn't program itself. Now, I don't have a reference to my inventory from here. I don't think. I have a button inventory slot. Inventory info. This needs a reference to the inventory. Right, because we're going to do an option off of this drag and drop. Fuck. Okay, so update slot. I should comment this stuff. Start it now. On drag leave. Oh, my daughter is home. This is what happens when you don't do exactly what the tutorial says. No, oh no. Oh, there's the inventory. I have it. I have a component. That's why it's a component in this case. He used an actor. I used a actor component. Same thing. Okay, cool. Moving on.
From index.
Fuck, it's add to index. Fuck, I didn't write that function.
We will get from our local slot, and off of that get the index, get slot index, and the to index.
Now, I am going to just implement swaparoo. I'm not going to do this thing. So, let's see, again, deviating, but I have to make my system, not his. So, we're going to call a swap slots, and we just need 2 numbers. That's it. On success, badoom. Wait, don't we, like, not? What happens if, I don't know about that, actually. I don't know about this at all. I think it still returns true. I'm just going to swap. So, local slot. Because it doesn't really matter. So we have local slot and we're the other slot, right? So this stuff always confuses me. So we're going to do get index. So we're going to swap. And we have an index, right? Our index. So I'm just going to do my own thing from this point. Okay. I don't think we return anything off of this. So let's try this. This might work already. Or not. Or not. Who knows? Little helpers, yeah. You want to make big warehouse and take props for Cine with inventory? Yeah, basically. All in the name of teaching on how you do things like in the real world. Okay, so you and you. Oh, look at that. Oh, swappy. Swap. Get swapped. Get swapped. Get swapped. Can I swap to an empty? Oh. Oh, yeah, there it is. I hear some screaming. The 4-year-old is home. Look at the drag and drop. Look at it. Look at the cursor over the drag and drop menu too. That's not good. Drop, 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 drop. Boom, 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 boom. It just needs sounds and it'll be awesome. So like that's like, so then like, you know, splitting and stuff like that, that's all nuance. That's up to me if like I make the game so that you have to have like, you know, like I haven't designed out if we even need splitting. All right, you can't right click it, doesn't do anything. There's a couple things broken with it, like this doesn't make sense. We just dragged nothing onto that. Like what the fuck happened there? But essentially rearranging your little inventory feels good, even if you don't have to. None of the quests are like gonna require that. But okay, so that works. The last thing that I need is be like, boom, would delete it, which we already have, like the delete function. Nice inventory, it's getting there. I didn't implement the stacking. Like if I wanted to, like say we had, I haven't implemented splitting on this. Like we'll see. If I go and pick this up, it will never let me pick up something that's stackable. I'd have to split this and then put it back on. I don't have split implemented in the UI. But of course I can just follow the tutorials and get it back if I want it. But most of the quests at this point are going to be kind of simplistic. So simple that I can almost put the inventory on the bottom of the screen for you. But I just wanted this. And then I can continue to implement right-clicking it, what happens, shift-clicking, etc. Like then I implement the different functionalities that way. I don't think you're going to ever need to split the stack in the scope of the type of level I'm designing, because the level is going to be so simple. It's going to be like find 5 of these things, find 2 of those, go bring them to the right part of the map, and it's going to construct the set for you, you know. So this is kind of where I wanted to get to today. We can remove things, we can query it, and I can drag and drop. There's absolutely no reason to drag and drop in the game at this point, but it's what you'd expect out of a game at the very minimum is this, right? And then you can put sounds on it too, like on drag detected, it's like, and then on drop detected, it's like down. I used to have that from my other drag and drop system. Helps. There's a couple other like UI bugs and stuff happening, but core functionality is there. Like I could ship this and it would work technically. There's 2 stacks. Yeah, things stack, but you can't split them or recombine them at the moment right now. If you want more slots, buy an extension pack. Yeah. No, that's how games progress, is like you start with like 5 slots and it's terribly painful, and then you get a bigger backpack and you get more slots, or you in No Man's Sky you buy a bigger ship that has more slots, or you buy a bigger gun. In that case, the guns have slots on them. Anything that you want upgradable, you stick slots on it, you know. You create scarcity. See, just this is so satisfying by itself. It's like, this with sounds and like pretty icons, it's like, oh, I like this game. Like, okay, so what we need now, actually, you know what? Actually, there's no need to delete items, because in the way that we have the game, if the quest is like, hey, go pick up 3 lights, and there's 3 lights in the room, and you delete one of them, then you can't finish the game. So really, we don't really need delete at the moment. But I like the way that this is heading a lot. The only reason you need to delete is if you filled your inventory with shit. But that comes to level design and quest design, if I even allow the user to do that. And your inventory will not persist between levels. It's not an open world game where you RPG up. That's like long term to be able to do something like that. This will be individual levels. It'll be like, go get the 3 lights. Yeah. So how greedy? Not greedy, but okay. It's 11. It's 11. The light's dancing? Did it flicker? Sometimes that happens with the shadows. That looks okay. So we can pick things up and they go in our inventory, and then we can rearrange our inventory, which is fun, but it has no real purpose. But I wanted that. I want to ship this first Academy version with this. It would be nice to be able to delete, but then you could break the quests. I suppose I can make something. I can make an item flaggable as like this is a quest item, so you cannot delete it. That's something we can do. But I like this. Now, as far as the education, and I like this from No Man's Sky, which I'm probably gonna play on stream tonight. That's what I'm gonna start, because I play a ton of video games. I just don't stream it because it's like usually on my own time and it's research. But what I want from this is like when you hover over it, and he shows you how you do this. Like you hover over, and it'll give you like a big ass details panel. It'll be like this light takes this much wattage. This is the name of it. This is that's what I would write. This is the manufacturer. This is how you might use it. Right? Information about it. So like people are learning about lights or equipment that they've never heard of before. Like it's just native to the way the game plays. It's like, oh, I've never even heard of that light before. That's kind of cool. And then you'll use it in like a, you know, an appropriate case. I can't pick these up, right? So like that's part of the learning is like if you just walked around and collected the items and read the descriptions, you would have learned something, right? That's so one of the things about No Man's Sky, their latest update, that's so addicting is that like every time you find an object, it gets logged into a database for you, and as you discover new objects and new worlds, you get paid for it too. You get paid to discover new things, you know. So in this very, very simple version of the game, it's experience. You would get experience for completing a level. You would get experience for finding new items and reading the description. And that's the whole game for now. You know, those are the things, right? And you level up arbitrarily. You don't gain any abilities by leveling up at this point. I'm not going to save you the fact that you leveled up either. That's stuff that comes later. But that would be kind of like a mechanic. It's like, hey, you discovered a new light and you learned about it. And then it's like, oh, you also completed the lighting setup. Experience. You know, like that's the dopamine. RTX in every frame, re-render light on new way. Yeah, it ray traces at every frame for sure. A virtual teacher. Yes, yeah, that's exactly what this mode is supposed to be about, right? Simplify the mechanics. Don't assume that the player knows anything about filmmaking at all, like pretty much. And yeah, guide them through something, you know, and teach them along the way. Like if you learned what the name of this light was and how many watts it was, that's something that you have to start doing anyway as a DP or gaffer. So you'll have done that here in a video game. It's actually really hard to jump between these. You have to jump at the perfect time. That's something I have to... There's going to be a tiny bit of platforming in this game because you have to be able to like get to the grid. You can't just fly. You can fly now, but you won't be able to fly in the final version, the final academy. You'll have to use ladders and scissor lifts and, you know, respect that this room is that high. You know, understand how difficult it is to actually get up there in the real world. Nope. That's a nope. I gotta kill that delay in between. Oh, I already have it. I already won because I have my 3 light stands in here. Yeah, drag and drop is awesome. I should go pick the sound for it. I think I have a sound for drag and drop. Where are all my sounds? Let me go see. I'm gonna put sounds with the drag and drops, and that'll make me feel a lot better. And then I might be getting close to done for now. Got a lot done, right? How long have we been streaming? 3 hours? I can write down the number of things we've gotten done. What's up, Tiger, Hans? How long have we been live? This has been 3 hours. We've gotten like actual things done. Tiger. We've got so much, the inventory system's so much better now, and we're tracking quest wise, and we have the ability to track how many items are in your inventory, so we can make quests that are like that. So let me go find some sounds for this. Oh yeah, the brain's turning off. Okay, so let's find sound FX. That's not it. Sound, advanced UI. Damn, I used to have these, but now I'm gonna have to go like search for them. We're gonna find a sound. I mean, if I could license the Fortnite sounds, that's all I want. So we need a sound when you pick it up, and we need a sound when you put it down. And then I'll feel like we've done something today. I don't think let me turn up the system audio so you guys can hear this shit. It's gonna be loud now. Will Hans join you in dev? He's building his own game. We need to pick up like in Fortnite. It's like the, it starts low and goes higher. Like it's like up and then down. Like what camera? No, you can take it. Yeah, yeah. You will, yeah. Someone stole my camera. I need a pick up sound. Yeah, we got the whole Twitch squad is back. Reassembled on YouTube. Boom, that's not it. I need like an equip and unequip. Didn't I buy some sounds? Hold on. I buy a lot of stuff on the Unreal Engine marketplace. Hold on. So let me I think I bought some sounds. I don't know if I've imported them. Yeah. I am so daunted but also very, very excited to put this academy mode out there. It has like so many other things like I wanted the game to have originally, but didn't it? Now it kind of does. So, one of the most difficult things for me is to find the stuff that I buy from the marketplace after. I don't know why. It's always very difficult for like can I sort by new, like latest? I can never find this shit. Like one is because when you buy it, the name is different here. So it's like, "Oh, I'm looking for like this," and it's not there. Oh yeah, I bought electricity sounds for our eventual electricity system. Looks like I didn't buy those. Okay, I bought sounds for the electricity system. That's what I bought. That's not gonna help me today though. Okay, I need like an equip and unequip kind of thing. No, it's a pickup. It's different. Yeah, she took my camera. She's gonna go. She has a new photo studio. She's gonna take pictures of it. Filming a pool party scene. Any chance of adding a backyard pool? Not really, sorry. We can, but that's not. What I'm working on now isn't that. But eventually, for sure, we can add that kind of stuff. Oh, I like those. The day will come where I'm like, okay, people hit me with what you want. It's asset time. We're not there yet, though. Like, I'll just go get it. I need a pickup sound. I want the Fortnite one, to be honest. These are all back sounds. Oh! That's it. That's completely good. It's this. Button navigation select team 21. But we need the Q. Button navigation something fuck, I forgot that. What was it, 21? There it is. Okay, give me. Give me your name. Okay. So how do you play sounds? I forget. Now the question is, does this button play the sound? Does the button own the sound, or does the player controller play the sound? And we just tell the player controller to play it, and we just keep all the references in the same place. Because if you put like sounds like all over your classes, it's like you don't remember where they are. That being said, I think it does make sense in this case for them to be in the slot itself, which is this one. So, on drag detected, play the sound. I don't know how you play sounds, I forget. Play sound. I forgot you can do like 3D sounds. Maybe I should just, what's the name? Paste. That one. Boop. Got it. Bring the sound multiplier to like 0.5. Cool. Okay, so we got that one. Let's go find the drop sound. Just search the vault. Yeah, I did. Oh, you can search the vault in the finder, in the thing. I have a hard time finding it. I find it eventually. Metro C not changed? What do you mean? Okay, let's go find a drop sound. take a guess. Go here. Needs to be like a duh. Like. Huh, I use this. That's my select sound, I think. Oh. That was almost it, I heard it, but not quite. Ugh. Could be that. These are gonna sound ridiculous. Those are good. You guys are getting your ears blown out by this thing, right? That's a maybe. 19. Good God. Oh my God. That's funny. These are good pickup sounds too, to be honest. I'm just gonna do that for time's sake for now. So Alien UI sound 19. On drop. There it is. Play sound. Yeah, this one. Alien 19. I don't know what the difference between a Q and a thing is. No, I don't know. I just always use Qs for some reason. There's like it's like the difference between like an animation and a montage. They're like functionality differences, I think, at the end. You make a default scene for Cine, so you forgot about the subway scene. I made one like midway through at some point, yeah. It's too big for a lot of people's computers to load. A lot, I mean Mac computers. Let's pick up some shit. Yeah, it's a little obnoxious. You guys hear this, right? Yeah. It's a little obnoxious, but it's the ideas there, like. Gotta stop that from happening. Doesn't break the game. You can't like cheat or anything with this, but like, it just doesn't make sense. This is my stream now. Hours of this. We've done it. We've goddamn done it. You win! All the monies. You win all the monies. Yes, this is Unreal Engine. How did you add the footsteps? That's what I've been doing on mine. There are notifications on the animation. The anim notifies on the actual animation. So you go to the walking animation and you add, like every time the foot's down, you add a notification and then you tell someone to listen for that and you play the sound basically. We're creating an inventory system for my filmmaking video game. So we went and picked up those lights. So this is the video game so far, the first level. So our first quest is to walk here. We did it. Then your next thing is to open this case. Did it. Then you're supposed to pick up 3 of these. 1, 2, and they're in the inventory. It's the wrong icon. These change for no reason, but it's just fun. And then it's going to say you found 3 stands. So that's the end of the level so far. But yeah, we're building out this inventory system slowly. Now we've got 2 lights and they stack. Right, we'll find less obnoxious sounds eventually. But yeah. Okay, cool. So that's a lot done for today. Like, to be honest, let me look at that playlist. We banged through a lot, and I'm telling you, if I wasn't streaming, I would have been like fucking around the whole time. Otherwise, there's a lot more to this though, huh? Right? Like, let's just see what else he's gonna do. This is gonna be really loud, I think, for you.
We will get from ourselves. So in our variables, we have our slot
you just hear the
index.
regular
That
volume
will
on
be the
it.
to index. Off of the success rate, split it in a half again,
Yeah, so we don't do any of this.
so that when
Swap, yeah.
we don't have to do the up, then the on drop of the main.
He just has like you can split stacks and then recombine them. That's what he implemented. Mine just swapped them, right, for simplicity. That's fine. So we have made our way all the way up to about here. My interest in his system ends after this one, where you mouse over and you get the details display, the info display about them. I'm very interested in that. I don't know if I'm going to get that done like right now. 10 minutes to do that. That's a 10-minute one. And then all these other ones I don't really care about. We're not going to be equipping items anytime soon. We're not going to craft it in this way. I think I'm going to design my own crafting system. His quest system is good. It's kind of like Assassin's Creed style. Ours is very different, so I'm going to build my own quest system. We're not going to do a skill tree anytime soon. I've already been through his Fortnite system. I ended up not using it at all. I would possibly do his radar. Our game is not going to be so big that it's like, it'll be very obvious where you're supposed to go. This is for open world games. And a world map. This is all open world stuff. We're not doing maps, that skill tree. So really, you know, for this entirety, until I decide that I do want a skill tree or something, right? Like, it's kind of just this one. And it's really just, I don't know how you do hovers. Or I have an idea, but I'm not sure. So I'm interested in this one here. Other than that, I kind of have the core stuff for this that I wanted, which is cool. Got stuff done. So it wasn't that bad. Explain another video about the cinematography work on VFX set. Which VFX set? Okay, so we have 3 quest types, sort of. We have go to location, which is a pretty lame one, but you need it. I'm tracking its location. We're tracking an event, which is an on-open event from a specific class, which is this case class. And then we have inventory query class. We just completed it. We have drag and drop. A pretty obnoxious sound here. Okay, so let's see. So what we need next. I'm going to make the inventory window less big. I didn't know how big I was going to make it to start. I'm going to keep it small. Simple. Let's get the basics here before we jump into anything crazy. Like even stacking is kind of beyond the scope of where we're at with the game. But I put it in there. The way that I can have you basically never see stacks is I tell every item that to not stack, and then you'll never know that that's even possible. So what was I about to do? Fuck. Oh, Jesus. What am I doing? Oh yeah, I'm gonna make the inventory widget smaller. Where are you? Inventory HUD. Okay, so it's gonna populate itself into this grid inventory, and let me try something here. Slots. That's not doing the thing. That's okay. That's enough. So we create our inventory dynamically. That's not how you do it. It's this one. But I need something to make sure that the UI is going to scale correctly because I haven't tried this yet. So let us drop out that box. But I didn't know what this was going to look like when I first built it. So what is this? So this is a fixed. Okay. Ah, there we go. Okay. That's kind of all I need for now. I should probably put it at the bottom, but whatever. And I would just give this grid inventory. What box? This box needs a padding or something like that. Whose tutorials am I watching? I'll go back to it in a second. Is it padding in this case? There we go. That's what it'll look like. Let's kill these. So let's try this again. Is it coming along? Well, almost. I think within the month I'll have a pretty decent looking. So there's the inventory. They should be disabled, but they're not, so I gotta work on that. A decent first level for us to play. Yeah, just a little bit smaller. And this would be deletes it, but I just haven't done that yet. No flying in the real version either. There is a focusing issue. And the next thing is that this breaks controller compatibility. You cannot. I haven't figured out how to implement this type of this with a controller. I see how No Man's Sky does it. I don't know exactly how to approach that at the moment. I need to have in No Man's Sky, basically if you use the left controller, yeah, it's gonna be completely custom. So if you use the left stick in No Man's Sky, the mouse cursor moves around, and then you use X for left click, and that works pretty well. I think it's pretty simple and kind of like satisfying to do. But I don't know how to implement that. I have to completely build a something has to listen for that, and I don't know how to do that. So that's like on the list. So this inventory system will basically only ever work for mouse and keyboard, which sucks for now. I know how I want it to work. I just don't know how to get it to do that. I'll keep looking, asking people. I can ask the source. I just don't want to ask them about something stupid like that. It's cute. Okay, so the next thing is that we need to place the lights down somewhere, right? It's like, okay, go collect the lights. You got them. Great. It'll be like, okay, go open this, and there's a wall that'll open. And there'll be a psych wall, and it'll be like, okay, to start, we won't place individual lights. It'll just be like, go dump them there, and it'll go da-da-da-da, and it'll just dump them on the target zone, and that'll be the end. And then if that works, then it'll be like, place them 1, 2, 3 in the right place. You'll place the space lights up there. You'll have to actually physically get to them to hang them, quote unquote. And then you'll have completed the level, and the level will then like turn on lights or something like that. So a couple steps before we can do like the final, and then it's kind of just take that level and clean it up so that it works, and then template it so that I can make other ones without having to manually code every single like quest out by hand. Though to be honest, the level that wouldn't be that hard to just do them by hand like that. It's just a couple events and timers and just annoying. But not difficult. Sadly, when CT is further on my laptop, 1060 will be too weak anyway. Yes. Yes, it will. It'll play. You just can't turn on any of the ray tracing features. But hey, it's a good reason to get a new laptop. Say by the time that all happens, the laptop, like, say we're on to like next generation laptops from now, they'll be cheap. They'll be like super inexpensive, and you'll have like a 2080 in your laptop used, you know, or something like that. It'll be really affordable. The latest and greatest will always cost you about $5,000 or something like that. Actually, with Moore's Law, things are apparently getting more expensive over time. So the high-end prices are increasing versus it being like, yeah, for 500 you can get it's like, that's not the case right now. So the high-end prices continue to increase. There's also inflation. But the only people that should really need to play it with ray tracing on are professional DPs and filmmakers that need that level of quality, in which case you got to pay for that shit no matter what. Like you're paying for a lot of stuff at that level. You know, if it's a purely consumer like kind of fun thing, just play it without ray tracing. You're fine. You know, the ray tracing is really for people who like, you know, like need this. Like this is like the difference between a job and not a job. The visuals you're creating out of this. In which case, easily worth the price of the laptop. You should have that laptop anyway. You'll be running your set off of it. Okay, so I don't think I'm going to get that done on the stream though. So I think I'm gonna call that for today. This is a good one. That was 3 hours, 3.5 actually. Got a lot done. But tomorrow, I mean, maybe I'll do it off stream. I'm not really sure. I'm just getting back into this kind of like rhythm here. But today, as a quick recap, we got the inventory, has some new stuff, remove, add index, swap, split, query, add item at slot, I didn't finish, whatever. We made it so that you can query the items in an inventory for a quest. That's important. Built that, tested it. We got it so that you can drag and drop items and swap them around, and added sounds to them. That's good. That is actual reportable progress. Tomorrow or today, or later today, I'm not sure. I'll make it so that you can drop off items at a certain location and track that as a quest, so that we can do our first full level, which is to light a white site, basically. I wouldn't need, yeah, ray tracing. Considering that it takes like a $1,200 graphics card, it's for like, you know, professional gamers, like people who game and make content. I'm sure they're gonna want it. Though that being said, I talked with Mumbo Jumbo, who's like a 3 million subscriber Minecraft player and other, you know, video game content creator on YouTube. He doesn't even have a ray tracing card. You know what I mean? Like, so it's for visualization professionals. You know, if your job doesn't require it, then yeah, you don't use it. Yeah. I should actually create something in Movie Storm first. Yeah, sounds good. I don't think I'm gonna stream part 2 of the day, just to start off this whole thing again. But I should be back tomorrow, same time. So that's like, you know, 8 p.m. to noon, something like that. So 8 p.m. EST, something like that. We'll see how this schedule lasts. But this is like, you know, the morning is when I'm just had my coffee, I'm awake, and I have my goals for the day and I get it done. Second half of the day, I have some emails and other shit, and we'll see what gets done. But yeah, I think tomorrow. How can I send 360 photo to you for my forest? I don't know. I'll look into putting links into the chat. If not, I'll resurrect. I mean, I guess the Discord's still there. We'll use the Discord channel, and you can just pop it in there, and I'll just have it up and running in the background, that sort of thing. Cool. So it's dark now too, right? Like my lighting changed. Cool. So I'm going to wrap it up here. So tomorrow we'll come back and we'll make it so that you can actually drop off lights altogether in one place. And then we'll make it so that you can drop one space light, another space light, and another space light. Will still allow you to fly. And then like a ladder. I want you to not fly and climb up a ladder. Put it up there. And then that's the level. That's pretty cool. It'll be like, oh, and the mouse over, the details mouse over. Let me write this down somewhere. Hold on. Anyway, that's what we will do tomorrow. So I'll be back at like as long as things go normally ish, like 8 p.m. EST, something like that. So thanks for hanging out, and yeah, be back tomorrow. Peace.